I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling that tank, rolling with the gang. You sick and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though, and welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodsports.com. I'm Easy, joined by Smo Rex.
Hello.
No Young Chris. I told you guys yesterday, last day, sick of the bullshit.
Yep.
You got KG on the ones
You
and twos.
phasing him out, bro?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Damn. Hey, what's up?
We do have Nick, Detroit Mario. Shout out to him as well.
Let's go.
Booth
Have a big
Boys
show for
back
you
in
guys.
full effect.
What'd you say?
I said the Booth Boys back in full effect.
You know it.
Oh,
yo.
shit.
What were
yeah.
nights in the spot?
Shout out the Knights.
Yeah, it's true. You guys should make a little side podcast.
We should.
Booth
Honestly.
Boys.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to Tailgate about that, though.
Nick?
He doesn't have time
Let's
for
go.
anybody but himself.
No, my God.
And why? And
Selfish
why
prick.
Langford.
No, I'm
Oh my God. Let's go. Always down.
Hey, smash that
KG.
like button if you guys haven't already. I teased it on Twitter earlier today. I teased it during yesterday's show. Trevor Sycamore from PFF, who put Jared Goff, I believe, the 7th best quarterback in the NFC, the 16th best quarterback in the NFL, will be joining the show. However, he does some good things to say about Detroit as a whole. But he'll be joining us at 5:30. Other than that, Spinny, did you see that Ryan Garcia? And I don't know if this is going to happen for sure or not,
It's not
obviously.
gonna happen.
This is if Mike Tyson has to step out for some reason.
Yeah.
But Ryan Garcia is stepping up to the plate in that scenario.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia would beat the shit out of Jake
yeah.
Paul.
Oh,
Like,
no
absolutely.
chance.
yeah, Jake Paul would never do that fight. And
This
that-
for sure.
He
no
on
drug test for this
PEDs
thing.
too, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't want no smoke with him right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that is not gonna happen in a million years.
Ryan Garcia should try to make that a fight. Because if he pokes and because it's money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna make money regardless. He keeps picking on Jake. I want to see Jake bully the way he's bullying these other people that don't
I swear.
box per se.
I feel like Mike Tyson's gonna bully him.
Because it's crazy that like, and maybe these other ones like don't. I mean, I guess yeah, Mike Tyson. It could happen. They say speed goes first. It's the only thing I'm nervous about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's what 57.
Yeah, but
That's
have you
insane.
seen him though?
Yeah, but it's like
Bro, he damn near killed Roy Jones a couple years
He
ago.
beat the shit out of Roy Jones.
He
And Roy
spared
Jones
him.
had just stopped fighting like a couple years ago.
But Roy Jones was his best quality.
Yeah.
Speed.
I get it.
What goes first? Speed.
Yeah.
Listen, Mike could definitely catch him and end it all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I want somebody to bully Jake. I don't know if these boxers don't take him seriously enough, but it's like, why don't one of these guys, the bigger name guys, call him out? Even like a smaller weight guy, just to prove a point. You know?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's free money. But speaking about fighting, did you download this one by chance, Spinny, or no?
Which one?
Conor McGregor?
Oh no.
No, it's a wrap. Damn it, I've been wanting to play this video for 2 days now. We'll get it at some point. I guess we're moving on for the fight topics. The Conor McGregor one's wild, though. He fights at June 29th. He was seen in the club. How about this one? Isaiah Bugs.
Yeah, Isaiah Bugs. He was
Mike Vick Jr.
yeah, he got caught with two charges of endangerment of animals. It was found out that he left 2 dogs on his property locked with no access to water or food. I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs locker room, man. Chiefs have not had a good couple month run here.
Yeah.
I mean, normally, that's kind of on him. Yeah, I read the article, too. It's actually pretty
Yeah, it's
bad.
it's 100% on him. I'm saying the Chiefs have had a lot of guys make
Yeah.
stupid mistakes in that locker room.
She Rice, him, who else?
There's Harrison Bucker.
Yep.
Was that a stupid mistake?
I
or is
mean,
this kind of speaking as
the
opinion?
Chiefs are just making headlines for the wrong
Yeah.
reasons. I guess it doesn't really matter if you're winning championships.
And I wish I thought this in this in, but I saw a meme. It's like Harrison Buckner, obviously, whatever right wing, left wing stuff he's got going on. And then you have Brendan McManus, who has like sexual allegations up against him now.
Mm.
And then you have Tucker singing opera.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
just do it, like,
Justin
yeah.
Tucker's the GOAT for a reason.
He is the GOAT. No, I saw the details on the Bugs thing. So according to the report that I read, which I think is from our guy Mike Payton, he left the house on March 19th. By the way, the only reason why this is discovered, even worse news for him, unpaid rent.
Oh no.
He just didn't pay the lease.
Yeah.
So they terminated the lease, went in the house to clear stuff out, whatever it was, and that's when they found these 2 dogs. One left in the cage, both of them were left outside. That's direct heat on them, on top of not being obviously fed. They're malnourished. There's a full-grown Rottweiler that I think it weighed like 52 pounds.
Damn.
And unfortunately, the other one passed away. It was too much to be saved.
That's terrible, man. It's terrible. That's really bad. I hate.
It's
hate
crazy
hearing
because
shit
you have
like
money
that.
to
I love
address the
dogs.
situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Pay somebody to dog sit for you for a couple days, bro.
Yeah, it's not hard.
or just, or like, yeah, that's wild.
No excuses on that.
No.
Like,
There really isn't.
yeah, that does not sit well with me at all. That's disgusting.
KG?
I'm not against. I am against
Whoa,
that.
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
like, but no, I meant like, yeah, that's wild, bro. Why is you doing that to animals? Like you said, you could easily pay somebody to dog sit or just not have dogs at all if you're too busy.
That's the thing too. Like if I were to ever, and obviously I wouldn't be in that situation, but like if I had bred like that, or just in general, I think the best way if you're gonna like abandon an animal, which obviously sounds awful regardless, but I would pay a sitter and then just leave it there.
That's what they do.
Because they would know what to do with it at that point. Not even like a regular like sitter like you. I'm talking about like go to an actual like kennel or like
They
a
got,
place like that. You know what I'm saying?
Uber, like for dog sitting. It's called like Rover or something like that.
Yeah. But I'm saying I'm talking about leaving an actual facility
Oh,
where they know how to
leave it,
handle the
yeah.
situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different options you could do, and he chose to make no choice. Just bad decision making. I feel bad for the animals, and hopefully the one that survived,
it's kind of
okay.
a wild thing to do. I wonder if he's like going through some stuff. Because obviously, remember like the subtle tweets he had like throughout last season between like we never knew what it was. It was always like something like kind of like semi-depressing or like we just never knew what the hell. It was a whole weird situation the entire season.
Yeah.
They finally ended up letting him go. I wonder he must be going through something too himself. I'm wondering.
Let's hope not.
I hope not, but I think so. I mean, like, what's the
Yeah.
reason to do this? On top of that, too, like
Neglect.
you got the bread, unless you don't got the bread. I don't know, but like neglect. But you left the house unattended. You left the dogs unattended. Like it's just, I don't know.
Who knows, man?
Mm-hmm.
Prayers up.
And they said the Lions didn't took only choir boys.
Yeah, I never really got that because I remember the Jim Caldwell era. It felt like that was the case. This one's different. Like I even though like you could say they're taking like clean cut guys for the most part, they're all. It's easy to identify the dog in all of them.
Yes.
Every last one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they could be clean cut, like off the field and stuff like that. But like when you hear these guys, I think Le'Veon Enrique was an example. I remember he got drafted, and then I was like Dradhome's first draft class. So I'm watching every single interview they're doing, and his first interview was via Zoom because all the COVID stuff like that. He goes, I can't wait to knock the fuck out of somebody. Like,
Yeah.
It's like good clean cut guy, but he got that dog in him.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Branch, quiet dude, but on the field, dog.
Yes. They're not. It's not choir boy thing anymore. Like you don't have to be this perfect soul who never does anything wrong.
Yeah.
You just gotta love football and eat, sleep, breathe football, and have that be more important to you than anything else.
What's this Livy Dunn in Detroit thing?
Oh, well, Paul Skeens is pitching tonight
Okay.
for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Touching up
And-
the Tigers right now.
Yeah, he's pretty nasty, and he is. It's his birthday today as well.
Nice.
So there's a very high possibility that Livy Dunn is in Detroit.
Yeah.
That's his girl.
There's a very high possibility that Livy Dunn is right over there because that's where the Pirates are staying.
It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw, or that Lentz and Noah saw Andrew McCutcheon yesterday,
So they'll probably actually be partying.
They'll
around
probably-
here too.
so they'll
we saw
probably
Iffy
be
yesterday.
partying
Yeah.
around here.
You want to skip the gym?
I,
And go stalk Livy
if I could
Dunn?
have a chance to smell Livy Dunn's fart, I
All
would.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Dude,
Now we
she
can't
is
do it.
hot, man.
She is.
I don't care how hot someone is. I don't want to smell their fart.
I would.
There's never been I never saw a hot girl was like, yeah, I wonder what her shit tastes like.
If I didn't say shit what her shit
Bro,
tastes like,
all
I said
day.
I'd smell her
Got me.
fart.
Freaky ass boy.
Yeah. Freaky ass spinny 69 God. What were you about to say, KG, before that?
No, I was saying they might slide through Prime and Proper. They'll be downtown. They'll be active. So
Yeah. Yeah, downtown or here, bro. I mean, I don't know. We saw Iffy yesterday with his little
ting.
boutique.
Yeah.
Although I tried not to report on that because we don't know if it's ting for sure or not. We're moving on.
you're right.
He was down here with 18.
Don't get my man's caught up, man.
I want to get KG's take on this one because I will get to the Veerling stuff like that. Maybe we'll expand it to like an actual topic. But Sexy Red, did you see her at NXT last night?
I did, and she wasn't that bad, bro.
Did she wrestle? Or like,
No.
what was it? Okay.
No, she just came. They announced that she would be like the host for Battleground, which is like a pay-per-view type deal. And then she was involved in a couple little storylines. She came out with Trick Williams and stuff like that. It went well. I thought it went well.
Yeah,
they
I saw
they got to
her
cater to
in,
that part of the fan base too. So
Yeah. All the rats. All the thoughts. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, no, it's a lot of like black wrestlers in NXT right now, and
Yeah.
then that's just the demographic, man. Like they should be tendering to that too. They tender all the white people. No offense, no offense, Nick.
Shots fired, KG.
Sexy Red doesn't do it for me.
Nick returns
Yeah,
one of
what?
the hardest, craziest
Dog,
way.
Booker T was going nuts on commentary though. He was trying to risk it all on the
For,
road.
for Sexy Red?
Yeah,
I do
man.
not understand the Sexy
Nasty.
Red shit, bro.
Oh, no.
Like Tyler, I'd risk
Tyler.
all for Tyler.
Now, you want to talk about smelling farts.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I might
Freaky
be.
ass boy.
Coil Ray, I risk it all for Coil Ray.
Tyler's
Sexy
top
Red
tier.
does not do it for me, bro.
I feel you.
No.
She's a
With
rat.
her, bro, she is, bro. And the music is like, just seconds it. You know what I'm saying? You look at it
I
initially, you're
don't
like,
think I've
yeah.
ever heard a Sexy Red except
Because,
for
bro, when I first saw her,
Go Sex. Like that's the only part of any Sexy Red song I've ever heard.
when I first
Shake Your
saw
Dreads
Sexy,
don't do it for
Shake
you?
Your Dread. No, I like that song. I guess.
Why you bald?
When she
Why the hell you like that song?
got dreadlocks found on.
That's
Lil.
disrespectful to the dreadheads in the room, man.
Oh, he's the one dreadhead in the room. Well, I guess you're.
Spinny got locks, technically.
You can lock it up. Yeah,
He could.
I got curly hair.
It's like lock it up.
Lock it up.
It felt so cool. Just not. Yeah. You know,
I can lock it up.
yeah, I really could if I want to. Huh?
Tight
I
ass
can
braids.
appropriate if I'm really trying to.
What is it? The braids?
What is the braids? No.
No, the when I first discovered Sexy Red, I'll just get out the way. I apologize for talk sports, but it was like before she had money, so she was even more gross than
Yeah.
me. Well, because then her music is like gross too. And she's not. She's bad at rap.
She's not attractive to me. Like,
Good for her though. She's getting that money.
Good for her.
Yeah,
Getting
she
that
getting the
money.
bag, man.
Yeah,
she's
I'm
getting,
jealous.
you know, she's got the Drake plug, so like
Yeah.
Yeah,
she can do whatever she wants.
it's nice to see that's.
But like Coil Ray,
That's different.
I remember Chauncey Gardner-Johnson when he was here. He used to simp over him.
Yeah.
Her hard.
she closed her live because of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson one time.
Wow.
Her Instagram live.
Damn,
yeah.
he was on that type of
She
time?
was in
Oh,
it,
bro, yes.
and
Bro.
he was being a simp and said something about like doing a song with her and shit. And she's like, all right, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Right after his comment.
Literally,
popped.
he would like, because in Twitter you could see the tweets. He would like at her, like, when you coming to Detroit? When you go get your
Yeah.
song? What was it? Like, bro, you got.
Yeah.
Can you go? Is there another way you can go about that? I mean, you're supposed to be somebody out here.
Yeah.
Act like you been here before.
Act like you've been here before. What were you about to move on to? When we talking about the Sexy Red stuff, Veerling stuff.
No, I don't.
Oh
You were the one that tried to move on.
no, I don't know.
But we could talk about Veerling.
He's been on the heater.
Yeah,
Matty V.
after Flannel said Matt Veerling needs to be 86th from the Tigers, which is
Did he really?
Flannel said if he could
Yeah,
do
Flannel says a lot of
if he could
things.
do two things, it would be to remove Matt Veerling and Gio Urshela from the Tigers. Matt Veerling has had 3 home runs and 11 RBIs in his past 2 games.
Good job, Flannel.
I feel like Flynn could save himself if he just avoided the extreme of things.
He can't do that.
He can't do that.
You know,
Shout out Flannel. He
It's
can't
all
do
or
that.
nothing.
Like, yeah.
Did you see him and D-Mac going at it?
Yeah, that
I did.
shit was
I did, and I learned a new insult that I'm gonna try to steal. Shitbox.
Shitbox.
Shit,
That's a
box.
good one. That one. I feel like that one hurts.
He's calling him a donkey too.
Yeah, that was
Donkey's always
Classic.
Fun to call
Donkey's
somebody.
that's a hockey thing. Pigeon. That's a hockey thing too.
Fucking shitbox.
Fucking shitbox.
D-Mac was actually pissed.
He was getting
Yeah,
pissed.
Dog,
He's
like,
actually-
I thought he was gonna hit him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Bro, they know we could have done it at that point.
No, D-Mac was getting pretty pissed.
I mean, I get it because when he said that, it was reminiscent of the time that he said what he said about Darren.
Dude,
Yeah.
that shit.
It was like,
I will never not.
Vietnam
He was
flashbacks.
bordering that again
I will-
today.
yeah, he did.
He boarded it again.
He
I was
did.
like,
He
watch
said,
yourself,
just like
Flannel.
you, D.
I was like, watch yourself, bro. Watch
He
yourself.
was like, it's easy or it's better to play with guys like Kucherov and Stamkos, just like you got to play with guys like that.
It's a crazy game to play because D-Mac will get himself going. Like, so you don't
Yeah.
even, you don't even necessarily have to
riles
get D-Mac.
himself up.
Yeah, he'll rile
Yeah.
himself.
He's a
He'll-
backyard wrestler for crying out
Yes,
loud.
and then D-Mac, I love him to death, but sometimes he'll argue both sides to himself.
I love
And he'll
D-Mac.
get himself going like, yeah, right. I'm like, oh,
D-Mac- when
relax.
D-Mac
Ain't no one
gets
said
going,
that. Really.
He said, that's not winning flannel. I was like,
That's got to be a drop. Whoever makes the drops, we got to make that one.
oh yeah, we got some coming.
dude, I love D-Mac. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Shout out to D-Mac. He
And
is the goat.
Flannel, I will never not have respect for Sam Flannel.
Yes,
He is,
yes.
Balls of steel.
yeah, probably got the biggest balls out of anybody I've ever met in
And
my
man, that's
entire life.
fearless.
Is he goes toe for toe with a guy that could literally kill him with his bare hands.
Almost did.
It's either
I'm taking
fearless
a
or
punch.
brainless.
I'm
in
taking
that
a punch from
situation.
D-Mac before, and
Right.
Bro, yes.
that shit is not fun.
Coming down the hallway. Like, D-Mac, give me some.
Yeah.
Bah, bah, okay,
He hit
that's
me with
enough.
Right.
just
That's
a
enough.
fucking hockey punch to the face, just the shirt punch.
Yeah.
Hit me
Yeah.
with one of those. That dazed me. Like
Dude, he hit me with a freaking pool noodle or something. And I was like, what the fuck, man? I felt a little dazed.
kick-ass dragon,
Pool
boys.
noodle.
Rah.
I don't know. What he beat the shit out of us at Myers.
Yeah, he was beating the shit out of us. We were trying to shop for the kids.
and he was
We
hiding
were
up.
avoiding D-Mac.
T-Mac had a little, we tell this story before, but
Yeah.
for KG, he had this little like mohawk hat. It was like wintertime, whatever.
Yeah.
It kept like flopping, you know? He was like, he's high as hell, bro. He was,
It was the highest I've ever seen you,
after he
man.
beat the shit out of us, we were just sitting around talking. He's like, check it out, boys. I'm a dragon.
Oh, dude, that shit was so.
Dog, D-Mac is the man.
He is the man. He's a great guy. Spinny, where you work out at?
Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone, known for their clean area. You can get a full body workout in 30 minutes. In 30 minutes.
Super awesome.
All memberships
Great
include
place to
fitness
start.
training. You get all that for just $10 a month. No commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. More than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Drive into summer and drive into savings during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest Memorial Day sale ever. We're stocked with new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, all priced to move. Like this 2024 Silverado for only $217 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $199 a month. Find your freedom in a Feldman at the Memorial Day sale going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Listen, y'all, I know y'all tired of that same crusty,
What's it,
dusty
the merch? What
sports
is it, the
gear.
merch?
Yup, of course. They got you. See, Woodward Sports merch, you know we got it all, man. We got the Woodward Sports tees, hats, everything that you need to get swagged out, bro. So check out woodwardsports.com/shop. That's, once again, woodwardsports.com/shop.
What up and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on woodwardsports.com. I'm Easy, joined by my guy Spin Morax.
Hello.
Young Chris is not here. We got KG in the building.
Yes,
Nicholas
sir.
Koloff, aka Detroit Mario.
Let's
and
go.
We have a special guest on the way. It's Trevor Sycamore from PFF. He dropped his 1 through 32 quarterbacks in the league, and somehow, some way, it stemmed to us having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And you called Josh Allen the best dual threat quarterback in
Yes.
NFL history.
Yes.
Damn.
I said, hold on now. Exactly. I said, hold on now. There's a man named Steve Young. All right. 6 touchdowns, 325 yards, and 49 yards, which led the game in rushing on his way to Super Bowl. Steve
So
Young
he's
was
your
him.
number- so he's your number
2
one?
MVPs. We shall see, because you and I decided to do a top 10.
Yes, we did.
Spinny, since you have probably the most ridiculous take on the matter, I'll have you go first so we can laugh at you.
Number
Catch our
10
breaths before we do mine.
through 6 on my dual threat quarterback list. Number 10, I got John Elway. You know, he is good at throwing the ball. He's good at running the ball, but the legs weren't that much of a weapon for him. So that's why he's a little further down on this list. Number 9, I got Aaron Rodgers. The same kind of reason. Aaron Rodgers, his legs weren't the biggest weapon, but they still were a serious weapon and a serious threat when he was in his prime. He's got over 3,400 rushing yards all time in his career. At number 8, I have Donovan McNabb, a legitimate dual threat quarterback, a guy that's can beat you with his legs and can beat you with his arm, someone you have to worry about. At number 7, I have Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is lower on this list because I think the guys above him are a better passer of the ball. They're better at throwing the ball in the pocket than Lamar Jackson, but we know he is the best runner as a quarterback of all time, undebatable. He is the best running quarterback in the history of the NFL.
I'm here for that.
But other guys have better arms, so I have them above him. The guy I have right above Lamar Jackson at number 6 is Cam Newton. Cam Newton was a freak of nature, the best athlete to ever play the quarterback position, undebatable. The guy was a freak of nature. He was a defensive end playing quarterback. When he was on, he had a missile in the pocket, and he was unstoppable as a runner. So I have Cam Newton at number 6.
KG, you want to say something?
Nah, if you putting better passers above Lamar, why Aaron Rodgers at 9?
Because Lamar has better running, because it's the dual threat aspect.
I get you.
Yeah,
Right.
weighing both of them. And I think Lamar Jackson's rushing is so much better that it puts him over them at that aspect.
Okay.
So I think that's where you and I had to disconnect initially, because like I'm including the quarterback part of it.
Yeah, I'm saying who's the argument. What I said was he's the best dual threat,
which is
quarterback, the best dual threat quarterback.
Yeah, which he is.
Yeah, and that's what
because he's a threat to run at times, and he's a threat with his arm as well.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but Lamar Jackson is a better dual threat than Aaron Rodgers is.
All right.
And next up, I got my top 5.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you guys don't get this.
I think
you
because
said
you're going running. I think that's why our lists vary.
No, it is equal factors, dual threat. Both
but I'm
factors.
saying I feel like you're valuing the running portion of it.
Are you
more.
sure? Because at number 5, I have Russell Wilson.
I mean, listen, my list is kind of wonky too. I'll let you carry on.
You got to factor both in. It is a dual threat. Dual threat is 2 things. So you have to factor in the legs and the arm.
What is the braids?
What's it, braids? So the dual threat of Russell Wilson is one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the NFL's history. He can move, he can run, and he has one of the best deep balls I've ever seen.
Shout out Matt Vierling, solo home run.
Shout out Matt Vierling. Flannel. Where you at, Flannel?
Wow, that's crazy.
Dude's absolutely on fire right now.
He had a home run earlier, too.
He had a home run in game 1. Now he's got a home run in game 2.
Shit, son. I wish I had a live camera on Flannel Sam for that one.
At number 4, I have Randall Cunningham. Randall Cunningham, absolute cannon of an arm, and was a freak with his legs. He can move around. He can do anything. He was a threat with his legs. At number 3, I have Steve Young. Steve Young, again, great arm, great passer, was great with his legs, could move around, could really run the ball. At number 2, I have Michael Vick. Michael Vick, a freak of unstoppable when he was in Atlanta. One of the best players in the NFL until, obviously, Isaiah Bugs. But
worse.
Yeah, Isaiah Bugs times 4. But this is a guy who was just as scary in the pocket as he was running outside of the pocket, because he had a freak of nature arm as well as freak of nature legs. That's what it is for me. How scary are you in the pocket throwing the ball? How scary are you running the ball outside of the pocket? Michael Vick was just as scary on the run as he was in the pocket throwing the ball. And the same with my number 1 pick, Josh Allen, who is just as scary in the open field running the ball as he is in the pocket throwing the ball, because he is a freak of nature running and a freak of nature throwing.
Yeah, fam. I'm really not gonna beat you up too bad. My list is kind of wonky. What were you about to say, KG?
Is my only thing is you can make your argument that a lot of these players are better passers than Josh Allen. Like Michael Vick, Steve Young, I think they were all better passers than Josh Allen. I would put Vick 1 personally, but having Josh Allen at the top, I don't know. It seems wrong.
You guys, are you not watching the same Josh Allen?
He's dying on the hill.
Are you not watching the same Josh Allen as I am?
Love him. He's dying on the hill.
You guys don't think Josh Allen is a good passer?
I don't think Michael Vick is a better
passer than Josh Allen? That's just not fucking true. Josh Allen
Michael
is
Vick
a
is
fucking
Eagle days?
monster, dude.
Listen,
Michael Vick is Eagle days was a better
the
passer
disrespect
than
for Josh Allen is fucking crazy.
He's just not number 1.
That's your opinion. That's fine.
That's fine.
But saying that he's not a good passer than some of those guys is crazy to me.
Well, so here's my thing, and this may be not your fault because I made mine at lunch break today while I was trying to sell cars. All right. Aaron Rodgers, which I fucked up. All right, he was left off my list. I fucked up. He should be on my list. You'll see here soon. But
Michael Vick at 9?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Aaron Rodgers definitely above. Yes, because I take an effect
over Cam Newton over him.
Because guys, when you want to talk about Michael Vick and you want to have him ranked all those guys, then I'm talking about him as a runner, not as a dual threat quarterback.
What do you mean?
He was a dual threat.
Dog in the pocket.
He was a dual threat, but
That's what it says.
Quarterback is
Quarterbacks.
also managing the game in a sense, right? On top of making big plays when you need to make big plays. Mike Vick and never accumulated to NFC Championship games.
It don't matter.
Super
I'm not
Bowls.
talking
It
about
don't
who's
matter.
the most successful.
Yeah.
Or who,
But
who had the most team
But these
success.
guys that contributed, those factors that contributed to it, were a lot of these guys using these dual threats.
It's a dual threat list. He's one of the best, arguably the best dual threat quarterback ever.
That's
To have him
KG's
at 9
list.
is a little crazy.
Now, I definitely would have Aaron Rodgers over Donovan McNabb all day, just because I already know Aaron Rodgers, Donovan McNabb. I think Aaron Rodgers has more rushing yards than Donovan McNabb, but he's one of the OGs of it. Donovan McNabb made my list number 10. And number 9, Michael Vick was just never really consistent enough to, I guess, be higher for me as far as quarterbacking goes.
I got you.
If anyone wants to pull up his numbers and look up interceptions and fumbles and stuff like that, we all know Vic with the fumbles were kind of wild.
Yeah.
All right, that's one of the reasons Josh Allen's a little bit lower on mine as well. Randall Cunningham, I have just below Lamar Jackson. Randall Cunningham, now that's a bit before my time. However, I probably should have Cam Newton over him just because Cam Newton, more yards throwing, and I think actually more yards rushing as well.
Probably.
And plus he won an MVP and went to the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not, again, Randall Cunningham before my time.
Yeah.
But I also know Cam Newton only played 10 years. Randall Cunningham, I think like 13, 14. Lamar Jackson, number 6 on my list. Moving into the top half. Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes at
Patrick
number 1?
Mahomes is a dual threat quarterback.
He doesn't even have 3,000 yards rushing in his career.
He has 29. He's just 2,900. He's about to hit 3,000 right now.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily mad at that. I wouldn't put him 1 though, but I'm not mad at it.
2 years ago,
I don't consider
Eagles,
Patrick
how do you win
Mahomes
that
a
game?
dual threat.
How do you not?
Because I'm
We watched the Super Bowl together.
extremely more worried about Patrick Mahomes throwing than I am running.
But he can't take the fuck off though.
Yeah,
We know
exactly.
that.
He murders you. He wins games.
He's
running
not
the
a
football.
runner by trade, but he can do it to you though.
So the thing about Patrick Mahomes, Easy, I was pulling this up just in case he wasn't on this list. He has averaged 43 yards per game in the Super Bowl, all big moments. That dude takes off and runs. So I don't blame you at all for throwing him in here, especially if we have Rodgers in there.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of.
Yeah.
But he does it in the biggest moments when everyone's expecting him not to. That's when he takes off because he's so valuable to the team where he doesn't do it early in the season. He does it for the big games. And he messes up defense doing it.
Yeah, 6 years
Defenses.
starting, almost 2,000 yards now. If he continues on another 6 yards, he'll have more rushing yards than Aaron Rodgers. That made it onto your list. He also has 3
and
Super
Aaron
Bowl
Rodgers
rings.
was 10
And then we got to
9
also
on my
witness
list.
him utilize
Because
that
his
dual
legs
threat
weren't that
to
big of a
win a
weapon.
Super Bowl. He's like, you go back to the Eagles game, he utilized that dual threat to win a Super Bowl. On top of like the other piece of him, why he is number 1 outside the rings as well too, the throw on the run alongside with it. Steve Young, number 2, another guy who uses dual threat ability to win a Super Bowl. I get that it was before my time. I did the homework last night. Steve Young was a bad man.
No, he was.
He's got 2 MVPs to go along with the Super Bowl MVP, in which he put up the most passing touchdowns in Super Bowl history. 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he led that game in rushing too. Led the game in rushing. Steve Young, I don't get the disrespect. I love you, but he's up there.
He was 3rd on my list.
Number
He's
3?
1 spot lower than yours.
Number
so how
3?
is it disrespect for me?
Another guy, John Elway. Now, I didn't get to witness this one live, but going back and look at the numbers, another guy who had 3,000 plus rushing yards blew my mind a little bit there. And
Steve
he's got,
Young only had
I
4,200
believe he
rushing
has,
yards.
what, 3,000? I'm sorry, 3 Super Bowl rings?
Yeah.
John Elway?
John Elway's got 1.
He has the infamous helicopter hit.
That was
John
his only
Elway?
Super Bowl.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, that because he came back injured to play, and that's because he was old as shit. That's why the helicopter hit's so crazy, because he was so old and he put his body on the line.
So he has 2 Super Bowls.
Was
So
one,
we're both
as,
wrong.
one as a GM.
Hall of Fame
Or
was
one-
1, 2. So
Yeah, he's got one as a GM for the Broncos and one as a player. He only won 1 as a player.
he appeared in 5 total. First ever Super Bowl victory. He won Super Bowl 98. No, he won 98, 99.
98 and 99?
Yeah, back to back.
Oh, okay.
Back to back.
Yeah, he beat Brett Favre for one of those, I believe.
What a
But,
duel.
yeah.
I wish I could go back in time and watch that.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I mean, I know he won now, but like, that's cool. That is the one cool thing about the Super Bowl games. You go back and you don't remember what the hell happened. Russell Wilson made my list number 4, another guy with the Super Bowl ring, and then Josh Allen number 5, who again,
He should be on the list, just I wouldn't
Yes,
put him number
yeah.
1, though. That's
and
all.
he'll move his way up. By the way, we had Trevor Sickman join us here soon too. We'll ask him his opinion on the matter. But
I just
first,
wanna-
Nick, tell us about the morning show.
Hurrah.
Yes, sir. What? All right. If you are waking up and it is not with Woodward Sports, you are doing it wrong. Make sure you wake up every morning 8 to 10 a.m. live with Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, Broder, JB, and KG. Every morning is to cover all of Detroit sports on Woodward Sports Network.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, home of the Planet Fitness Studios. Let me tell you a little personal story about myself with Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness helped me change my life, and it can do the same for you. The best gym in the gym game. The clean facilities, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights as well. And look, through all the price increases, inflation, all that hasn't happened at Planet Fitness. Still $1 down, $10 per month, $24.99 a month for the Black Card as well. It's Planet Fitness, everybody, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you and catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on WoodWardSports.com. I'm Easy. That's Spimo Rex.
What up, though?
We are joined by PFF's go-to. I say he's their MVP at this point. Our guy, Trevor Sikkema, joined the show. Appreciate you taking the time, man.
I appreciate you guys having me. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, one more time.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me.
No problem, man. Real quick, because we had you on Part League. Obviously, you released your quarterback list, and we cover here in Detroit. You know I've had some
nothing notable on there, I'm sure, that we're not going to get into here on this show.
But just real quick, because my partner and I, we kind of been arguing about the best dual threat quarterback in NFL history. I personally, once upon a time, had Steve Young. I think I put Patrick Mahomes there just because he does win running in, throwing. My guy here next to me has Josh Allen. What was your take on the matter?
Yeah, I had Josh Allen because I think Josh Allen is equally as good with his legs and his arm. Like, he is a freak of nature with both that we haven't seen.
Yeah. I mean, like, Josh Allen's pretty special, right? I mean, like, even going back to his draft class when he was coming out of Wyoming, Josh was so inefficient. Like, he was so non-consistent that it was almost crazy to take him in the top 10. But the only reason why you do it is because of kind of what you're talking about there. It's just, he's a rare talent. Like, the physical gifts that this guy has, whether it's the crazy arm power or whether just it's the overall athletic ability at his size, he is a true dual threat. And I think that, like, now we kind of talk about him like that, but, you know, when we think of, like, oh, who are some of the top, like, dual threat quarterbacks, you know, of all time, a lot of people talk about Michael Vick, they'll talk about Lamar Jackson, but, like, Josh Allen, I think, is in that conversation because of everything that he can bring to the table. It's not just players back there who can run 60, 70 yards down the field, right? It's the ones who can continually get you first downs, can continually put stresses on defense. Like, that's a dual threat quarterback as well. And Josh and Jalen Hurts as well. Like, those are two dudes who last year, so many first downs picked up with their legs where, like, the defense has just got to go, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do against this guy? And anytime that's the case, you know you got an elite dual threat player in your hands. Yeah. So Josh is one of those guys.
Like, the guy had 15 rushing touchdowns last year.
Who's number one all time for you?
I mean, I grew up watching Michael Vick, and, like, Michael Vick was, like, the most electrifying player I've ever seen. So I feel like he's my default answer. But again, we've got such special players right now. Like, Josh Allen, if he continues to go in this direction, like he's putting himself in that category. I mean, Lamar, we've already seen Lamar win 2 MVPs. Like he's already certainly within that category as well. And so it's always tough to kind of like quantify or match up like dual threat dudes, because there's a difference between like explosiveness and efficiency. And I think there's some guys where, like you mentioned, like Steve Young or like Patrick Mahomes, again, like nobody's looking at Patrick Mahomes and saying like, oh, this dude's a blazer down the field. But like you said, he's so annoying with his athleticism, where again, you think that you think you've got a beat. You think you've got it all covered. It's hard enough to cover the passing game with Mahomes. And then he just does the pump fake thing where the tongue is like hanging out the side of his mouth and he just slides for a 6-yard first down. And oh, look, there it is again. So yeah, I think that those guys are kind of in that category. And I'd have to continue to think about some of the great dual threats. I feel like we were robbed of RG3, obviously, like with his injury, but he could have been a special one as well. Yeah, dude. Luck was
that's
like
a good one.
Allen, right? Like where he was just so powerful and so athletic. Like Luck and RG3, both of those guys in that conversation if they get fully healthy careers.
That's a great one to bring up, Andrew Luck. Obviously, we brought you on to talk quarterbacks. We got into a little bit there, but real quick, I guess what were the criteria to make the list? Because our guy JG fell at 16, and a lot of our audience is kind of upset about it.
Yeah, no, this is the one that I've gotten the most pushback on. And I knew I would, right? I mean, look, Jared Goff's in that tier of, I call it a melting pot of starters, where when you put quarterbacks in tiers, like everybody likes to focus on where they are, like the number that's next to them. But in reality, the tier that they are in, the bucket they are in, matters more than the list. Because if somebody wants to talk to me about what Jared Goff brings to the table and how efficient he is and how much he's won over the last couple of years and where he's had this offense going, how it has elevated with him at quarterback, there's a lot of stuff where I go, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But when it comes to kind of making differences and having those numerical rankings, I have to sort of pick categories. And for me, I'm a draft guy, so I'm a talent evaluator. So a lot of times when I'm going to evaluate players, quarterbacks included, what I believe of a total overall talent level is going to go into the account. And I understand Jared Goff, former number 1 overall pick, but certainly in Detroit, he hasn't been as explosive as a passer as he was when he was with the Los Angeles Rams. And when he was with the Rams, there was a lot of McVay kind of crutches, seems like a hard word, but he was so successful in that McVay system. And then when he got to Detroit, it took a little bit of time. And I even say in the article, like I've got him at 16, but he had a really great year last season. It was his best in terms of big time throw percentage and turnover worthy plays, which are 2 PFF metrics that we love, that I reference a lot. So when you talk about that criteria and kind of identifying maybe difference makers between guys who are in the same tier, a lot of times, total big time throws, but more importantly, big time throw percentage and turnover worthy play percentage, they mean a lot, because to me, that tells you how many times you were making crucial clutch throws that make impacts in the game in a positive way, which we categorize as those big time throws, and how little are you putting the ball in harm's way? How much are you avoiding negatives? Both contextual stats and contextual data points mean a lot. And so for Goff, he had one of his best. In fact, he had his best year as a Detroit Lion last year. And yet the big time throw percentage was still around 3.4%. Now, to give you some context with that versus the other quarterbacks that are a little bit ahead of him, you talk about some of those guys that are in the top 10, their big time throw percentage is 5, sometimes 6, even 7s for some of the best that are having crazy good years. And for Goff, that 3.4%, it was his best in Detroit, but it was still much lower than it was for some of these other quarterbacks. So I hate to knock the guy because he's been unbelievably efficient. And certainly him and Ben Johnson have really good chemistry together as a quarterback, offensive coordinator, and play caller duo. But when I'm trying to rank these quarterbacks and to say, okay, if I pick you out of this situation, like this is the Brock Purdy situation too. If I take you out of this situation and I put you on a team of average offensive line, average receivers, average running back, maybe average play caller, how much do you elevate that entire group? And that's what I try to do here. And yeah, it's subjective. So there's always going to be some give and take, some arguments, some back and forth, some opinions one way or the other. But for Jared Goff, I think he's really great within the structure that he has in Detroit. He clearly puts on a really great show on the offense that's in front of him. But when you pressure him, when you get him off of his spot, when you make him scramble, that's when you see the play really drop from him. And then when he gets off script, you just don't see that off script success with him as much as you do a couple of the other guys that are a little bit ahead of him.
And I actually agree with you. That's why at a certain point when I ranked Jordan Love over him, and I was getting backlash, I had to reach out to you because I know you're like a non-biased Like, am I crazy here? And you kind of helped me confirm that too. I want to ask one thing, because I'd seen that a lot of times in the explanations of the list, the big time throw rate. Can you explain that for the audience?
Yeah, so big time throws are subjective, and they're subjective for a reason, right? Some people kind of don't like the fact that PFF doesn't have like a hard and fast definition of a big time throw, but we do that on purpose. Like it is our eyes, but we try to train the people who are doing the grades and our data collectors who are making the data points to kind of understand what they are watching. And a big time throw is a loose definition of it is a throw that is further down the field, that is within tight coverage, and sometimes the in-game situation also means a lot to that. And the reason why we don't want to just say, okay, big time throws are throws that are completed of 20 yards or more, where the ball is traveling at least 20 yards in the air and goes for a handful of yards after the catch. It means you put it really on them, so they were able to continue their momentum. The reason why we don't want that definition to be so hard is because, okay, well, what about fourth quarter, third down, 6 yard to gain? This guy's ripping it over the middle between two linebackers for a 10-yard gain, and the drive keeps going and you keep marching down the field. Like, that can be a big time throw as well. So really, it is a little bit ambiguous. It is a little bit subjective, but essentially it is what the title is supposed to really represent. And that is a throw that was a big time difference maker, either at that point in the game or really was just a beautiful pinpoint accurate pass that was able to get lots of yards after the catch, or right in between some tight coverage. Like, that's really what we are looking for to categorize those throws that mean a lot, which again, kind of show you what does a quarterback specifically do here? Because even if a play caller calls a really great play, if a quarterback is still putting a dime on him 30 yards down the field, well, sure, it was a great play to dial up, but we're giving the quarterback credit for that. And so that's kind of what big time throws are in PFF system. Again, I know it's a little bit subjective, but we do that for a reason, to try to make sure that there's better stats to reference than just, touchdowns and interceptions and yards.
And that's why I didn't have the biggest vendetta with this list as 99% of our fan base did, like our listeners, but because some of the lists that really made me mad is when I see Goff at 15 and 17, and then Brock Purdy at 4,
yes,
or Tua Tagovailoa at 7. That's why because I talk about Goff as that type of range of that 8 to 13 in the NFL range, where I put in Tua and Purdy and that type of player. So like you said, with the tiers and the groupings, that's where I could be like, okay, he's a little lower than I would have put him, but since he's around those guys, I can't be too mad about it.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, like it's that category. I think I had Tua at 14, I had Brock Purdy at 13, and I think I had Kirk Cousins at 15. Like that's a pretty good group that's kind of like sitting right there. And again, if I'm talking to somebody and they say, hey, I'd take Jared Goff over Brock Purdy. Well, I mean, we could have a little bit of a discussion of, okay, well, what are you pointing to that puts Jared Goff over Brock Purdy? But I wanted to be consistent with like what you said. I'm not going to look at what Purdy has done over the last couple of years and just go, oh, he's a winner. He's got to be in the top 10. I've got him at 13. And I even say in my blurb about Brock Purdy, I'm pretty confident about where I have him at 13, because I think it actually gives him credit for what he has done, overcoming his draft position, having success in what is, I'm going to be honest with you, probably the most quarterback-friendly situation I've ever seen in my life. Like, he's still doing those things, so I don't want to totally take it away from him. And just like with Jared Goff, man, I think that Ben Johnson's a great play caller. They got a great offensive line. They've got good running backs. Amon-Ra St. Brown's a stud. Sam Laporta is as well. Like, but I don't want to take it away from him, the fact that he is on that offense. So ultimately, you just try to look at individual traits, when things kind of are out of structure, maybe not as in rhythm. You want to be able to weigh both things, what happens in structure and out of structure. And unfortunately for Goff on this rankings, the out of structure stuff for him was more lacking than it was for the guys who are a little bit higher than him on this list.
Yeah, the thing for me too is that's how I grade my quarterbacks as well. I like to take them out of the situation they were in and grade it with context. One guy, probably the guy I had the biggest disagreement with on the list, was actually Dak Prescott, just because the context. I know he had an amazing season last year, and I get that. But the context of surrounding that amazing season, they played a lot of bad teams, and they only beat one team above 500, if I'm not mistaken. And it was us on questionably the biggest call of the season with Brad Allen and the 2-point conversion situation. What is it about Dak that allows him to be in the top 10, I guess, versus some guys I think are better than him?
Dak's just so impressive, man. And I'll be honest, like I've really loved Dak's game for a while now. I feel like he gets naturally, as a Dallas Cowboys quarterback, he gets a lot of hate, especially when you don't have a lot of success in the postseason. And Dak has this dark cloud over him, not just last year, but we'll get to last year in a second, but just overall, man. I mean, he just has not had any playoff success, certainly compared to the success that he's had in the regular season. But last year, his regular season was so elite. I mean, he was number one in big time throws. I think that he was number one in turnover worthy play percentage. Like, he had the highest big time throw percentage. He had the lowest turnover worthy play percentage, or if it wasn't the highest or lowest exactly, it was either 1 or 2. He was right there for those statistics. He was unbelievably efficient last year, both with his arm and his legs. Yeah, he wasn't going up against the best competition, but this is somebody who should have gotten like MVP looks. Now, it was never going to go to anybody other than Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying that it shouldn't have, but we were going through some exercises last year on the PFF NFL show, and it was like, hey, if you had a dark horse for these awards, who would it be? And mine was without question Dak Prescott, because of how good his 2023 was. And I say this in the article with ranking him at number 6. It truly sucks that they were as bad as they were. And when I say they, I mean particularly Prescott in that playoff game, because even if they would have just lost the playoff game, like an average playoff loss, sure, it's Dak, so those conversations if he can't win in the playoffs would continue. But he was so bad to start that playoff game that it's like, come on, man. You had 17 games where you were brilliant. Mm-hmm. I know it wasn't the best competition, but brilliant stuff, MVP level stuff. And it's just, man, it cannot translate into the postseason right now. So look, I had him at number 6 because to me, it was the same thing as giving Lamar Jackson the nod at number 2 on the list over Josh Allen and Joe Burrow of, okay, I cannot take away from the magic that was that 2023 season. I got to give you the benefit of the doubt in how that went for you. So that's ultimately why I had Dak at the top of T, if you count the Mahomes singular tier at the very top. That's why I had him at the top of that tier 3 instead of maybe a little bit further down towards where CJ Stroud and Jalen Hurts were.
Yeah, and looking at Jared Goff and what he did last year, we talk about the way the ball comes out of his hand. In some spots, it doesn't look too great, but it gets there. It gets to the spot, and it normally gets to the guy and puts him in a good situation. And I actually saw a lot of throws from Goff that I didn't see in previous years with the Lions, where he was threading it between a couple guys. He was putting it over the middle to open spots for receivers. And next year, he has a guy that everyone is expecting to take a leap and be an important part of this offense in Jameson Williams. So with more downfield shots, more over the middle, quick attacking, shots in this offense, would that be able to rise Jared Goff through the ranks of this list?
Yeah, 100%. Because, if I'm going to sit here and say like, all right, well, Jared Goff's playing very efficient. Like you guys mentioned, he's playing very confident. Again, all the numbers suggest that last year was his best as a Detroit Lion. If he adds a true, reliable speed weapon in Jameson Williams, whether it's, over the middle of the field with a lot of yards after catch opportunities or deep down the field with a lot of extra air yards, those are the things that I'm kind of criticizing right now, that if Jameson Williams solves some of those or gets that big time throw percentage to, 4.8, 4.9, something around 5%. Yeah, this guy's going to jump to probably the very top of this tier. And maybe you're talking about him in that fringe top 10 area. You guys mentioned rank 8 through 13. I think that that's very fair to say of Jared Goff, that he can sneak into that top 10 if Jameson Williams really kind of holds the key in that area for him. So yeah, I mean, the answer is absolutely. And I was talking with some Lion fans earlier this week where that's kind of also what came up is I'm not afraid to move him up this list if I can say, yes, he is definitively getting better or was definitively had a great year in an area where I kind of vocalized some concerns about him previously. So there's no doubt about it. He can jump up there with a big year from Jameson Williams too.
Trevor, I also want to ask you, I guess just the status of this NFC North, in your opinion. The Bears quite possibly took a huge leap. It terrifies me, if I'm being honest with you. Caleb Williams, Keenan Allen, Rome Dunze, on top of a guy that already was giving us issues, and DJ Moore. And now you have Jordan Love and his emergence. And all the guys he did it with were second to first-year players. You all expect those guys to take leaps. How do you see the future of this NFC North?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a really, really fun division. I mean, the Bears have been getting better and better over the last couple of seasons, and now Caleb Williams really was that final piece of the puzzle. So I'm really excited about this. I think outside of Jared Goff, the player who I got the most pushback on is having Caleb Williams at number 19, because there's two ways that you can do these rankings, especially when you're ranking all 32 of a starter in a certain situation, especially quarterbacks. You can either say, hey, I'm just going to put all of the rookies at the very end of the list and say, haven't started an NFL game yet. Not going to put anybody over them because we don't know. And I'm a draft guy, but I'll admit, there are plenty of times where guys fail with just getting into the league, even though we have super high expectations for them or hopes for them. So I totally recognize that. But on the other side of the coin, I am a draft guy, and I'm sitting here talking about how good and how talented these guys are for so many months. It would be disingenuous for me to say, okay, well, now that they are in the NFL, where would I stack them up against other quarterbacks? How do I think they are going to play in 2024? And that is where at number 19, I felt like Caleb Williams deserved to be because of what we have seen at USC and the expectations that I have of him for the upcoming season. So look, I think the Bears are definitely going to take a step forward. I think it is realistic to believe that the NFC North could have 3 playoff teams this year. I don't think the Packers or the Bears are overtaking the Detroit Lions. They're still my solidified favorite to win that division, and they should be, especially after having an excellent offseason, which they were the only team that I gave an A+ to from this offseason. And so I think that they're a good team that I should say they're a great team that I feel like got even better. Their Super Bowl window was open. I still have them at the top of the division, but there's no doubt about it. You're getting into some dogfights with the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers this year.
And Trevor, we see your Twitter handle there at the bottom, Tampa Bay Trey, and the Lions made some improvements on their defense, especially in the secondary. A guy that we got from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Carlton Davis through a trade is supposed to play a big role. He's supposed to be the cornerback one on this roster going forward, as long as Terrion and Ennis Rakeshaw continue to develop their rookie seasons. What can Lions fans expect out of Carlton Davis, and what did you see from him when he was in Tampa Bay?
I don't know about that. Terrion Arnold's wearing number 0, so I think he's CB1 until he proves otherwise just from swag alone. But I think that Carlton has the talent ceiling to be a CB1 in this league, and we saw that when the Bucs were on their Super Bowl run. Carlton was playing really, really well. He is that. I think that he could play both styles. He could play as a cover 3 press coverage defender, but he can also play as a man coverage press coverage defender. And so he gives them a lot of versatility. The thing with Davis and the reason why the Bucs were willing to part ways with him is just because he's gone through some injuries over the last couple of years, and the play has just been a little too much up and down for them, right? I think that that's why they were willing to move on, and it's also why the Lions were willing to take the chance, right? Because they looked at their cornerback group last year, and they said, we have to get better. So a way to do that, I love bringing in Amik Robertson. I love bringing back Emmanuel Mosley, who I liked a lot before he got hurt at the end of last year. You draft 2 studs in Arnold, who I think you start right away, and Rakestraw, who I think could be a long-term starter for you. But then Carlton Davis is right there, and not only is he somebody who's proven it in this league, he has that postseason experience. He has that Super Bowl experience. And so to me, it made sense but this was a trade that was, the rare win on both sides, because Tampa wasn't exactly there, and I think they had some corners that were waiting in the wings that they are comfortable with now in starting positions, that they were willing to move on with him and get his contract off of their books. But the Lions, they said, okay, we'll easily pay that to hopefully get the high end of Carlton, knowing what he has already done in this league. So if he is fully healthy, he does have that CB1 type of ability, although the consistency just hasn't been there over the last couple of years.
Trevor, man, I appreciate you taking the time to stop by the show. Any articles? By the way, before people kill Trevor, he got us the best postseason grade in terms of acquisitions. I saw us on the top of that list. Appreciate you for that one. And we can still win a Super Bowl without JG being considered a top 5 guy. Right? It's cool.
The city is very defensive when it comes to Jared Goff.
Look, they should be, man. Y'all have the winning window is wide open right now. They are right on the doorstep. They don't want to hear the negativity, and I totally get it. But look, you had an A draft from me. You had an A+ offseason. You ask what's coming down the pipe. I've got an edge rusher ranking all the best edge rushers in the NFL. I got Aiden at number 6 behind only, Max Crosby, TJ Watt, Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett, and Micah Parsons. So I got him at number 6. So they can't hate me with that one either. And I just, look, they're doing so many fantastic things that Jared Goff, if he's got to be 16 on the list, and that's the worst thing that you can write about the Lions during the offseason, y'all are doing pretty good. And I think that Super Bowl is still within reach.
Appreciate you, man. Coming out with a new podcast with your partner in crime there on the stock exchange.
Yes, we are. For any NFL draft nuts out there, we are getting back to summer scouting starting next week. We're going to start with a quarterback position.
Sicko
We're going
mode.
to take a look at, dude. Yeah, 100%. Look, I started watching these quarterbacks. I started watching these quarterbacks last Monday just because I had the itch, and I got done with my first like summer scouting report, and I was just like, oh, that's the good stuff, baby. Like that's what we were waiting for there. So yeah, we got a summer filled with really great NFL draft content for everybody that wants to hang out over at the NFL Stock Exchange show on YouTube.
Trevor, appreciate you
again,
joining
man.
us so much, man. We got to get you on again. Thanks for all the knowledge. And the chats, they loved what you said about Aiden, but they're still not forgiving you for the golf slander.
That's okay. I'll still be rooting for the Lions from afar, even though you guys won't let me into the closest of the club. I still love the Lions. I'd love to see them get one. So let's see what 2024 holds. Appreciate you, fellas.
Thank you so much, Trevor.
Shout out to Trevor taking the time to join us.
Trevor.
One thing that we've spoken on in the past too is I'm telling you guys, DJ Reader, Aiden Hutchinson 6 on that list because he knows it's coming.
Yes, 17.5. I said 17.5 for Aiden. We saw Trey Hendrickson get that. Why do you think Trey Hendrickson wants his deal now? Because DJ Reader's out of there. So he ain't going to look the same.
Straight cash, homie.
I just read a comment very confused by. We'll probably just during the commercial break. But without further ado, we do have to go to the commercial break. First, let me tell you about Swiss. Guys, if you need the insurance, my guy Mark's got the best. Make sure those rates aren't creeping up on you. Make sure the deductible's not creeping up on you. Send Mark your top 10 list of dual threat quarterbacks in NFL history. Make sure he knows he's getting his money's worth. That's Mark at SwissINS.com. And I also got to tell you guys about the best in the game. That's Dispo Dispensary. Pull up on them. There's 6 locations and more across the great state of Michigan. That's why I consider your local campus plug. The best deals, the best atmosphere, and the best bud tenders. That's Dispo Dispensary, your local campus plug.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford, together, let's ride. And let me tell you about Soroki's. Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza is taking over Michigan. Locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit, doubling their number of locations this year. Known for their quality hand-battered and hand-breaded chicken tenders, their delicious chicken sandwiches, and their New York-style pizza. Be sure to stop off in a mega station near you or go to Sorokis.com to figure out where you can get some of this great food.
Sometimes those like dual interviews, they suck because I wanted to keep going on the Dak thing because he mentioned Dak killed it and then keep going to post it. Yeah, because he's playing good teams in the postseason, Trevor.
Yeah.
We play a good team, it falls apart. You
You can't convince me no shit about Dak Prescott.
Cannot convince me.
I'm sorry.
I got.
I mean,
and by the way, Dak probably in the back of the pack, by the way, too. But I got Tua, Purdy, Goff. Probably identified close to each other more so, but Dak included that there
I was
too.
gonna say I would put Dak.
If you have them in any order around it, wherever your list is, like I'm not mad.
I would put Dak above those guys.
You put Dak above Kirk Cousins. You said? What'd you say?
I said I would put Dak above those guys.
Really?
The guys you mentioned.
Oh, really?
And Purdy, Tua, and Goff.
Wow.
See, I got Purdy. Purdy's climbing for me for what he did in the postseason. I get that you saw that offense make it there before with a guy named Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
You saw him leave that system and look like absolute trash.
Exactly.
That's why I like to tell you guys Ben Johnson has one of those great systems. But Purdy did it to like an extent where like you talking about the dual threat quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Purdy is going to slowly creep his way on the list if he continues to play. It's easy to knock him because we know there's a system that works for almost any quarterback. And I do get that. But like he still made the decisions in game. We watched it live against the NFC Conference Championship game against us. The second half, the difference was he threw an interception to Malcolm in the first half, was making all these bad throws. The second half, he's like, I'm not going to make a bad throw. I'm just going to take off and run.
Yeah.
Like that's
he was like Jason Tatum with athleticism. No, but for real, he's like Jared Goff, but with athleticism.
He really is.
Yeah,
he really is.
If Jared Goff could move around and make throws on the run and tuck it, he'd be Brock Purdy. Like, that's why that's why this list didn't piss me off as much as Cody Benjamin's.
Yeah, Cody's.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Purdy at number 2 as well. For
Purdy 2 and Goff at what
it almost disqualified the whole list.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
Can't do that. This, I wouldn't rank them that low, but at least they were close to each other.
Yeah.
I would put Purdy and Goff in the top 10 probably.
Purdy and Goff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, anywhere from 8 to 12, you can shuffle the 4 of them.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. I'm really not really tripping.
Yeah.
Dak will slowly make his way again. Like for me,
Dak did have a crazy year last year.
Well,
and
it's
regular season.
Not even regular season, KJ. They played garbage ass
teams for sure.
0 running backs and went up on the score with it.
Yeah.
Straight bombs to CeeDee Lamb. No wonder he had the most above.
Yeah, I mean, but
yardage.
0 running backs.
That's a phenomenal point.
0 running backs and bombs to CeeDee Lamb, but he had 9 interceptions. Like that's impressive in its own. Being forced to throw the ball that much and only having 9 interceptions.
Goff had an 8 interception year before.
105.9 quarterback rating on the season. That's crazy.
Look at the run game Goff's conditioned with, or
true.
Insulated with.
I'm just saying.
Dak had crazy numbers. Do not get me wrong. I get that.
But he always chokes in the playoffs.
Because it's against
not
good
a winner.
teams.
I'm
Because
sorry.
he plays these good teams and he loses against them. They got their asses smacked against the 49ers last year. They got beat by the Dolphins, who's another team was struggling against 500
The
teams.
Lions beat them.
Packers last
Yes,
year.
thank you. We beat them. I think we were the only team for them outside the Eagles. They're above 500. I know we're the only team outside the Eagles. They're above 500.
Yeah.
Like when he goes against good teams, it's a different guy. But he's part of the problem.
That's just
in
the
that
whole
Green Bay
team,
game.
though, too.
It's not like the Goff against San Francisco where you can't solely blame Goff. No, you could blame Dak for a majority of that loss against Green Bay.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
he played like dog shit. Goff did not
Absolutely.
really have a bad game against. I mean,
He had a bad playoff
He didn't have
run.
a great game, but he didn't have a. It wasn't. Goff wasn't.
It wasn't
the reason,
a bad game.
He
Yeah.
wasn't the reason the Lions lost. You can make an argument that Dak was the reason that the Cowboys lost.
Yeah.
For sure.
KG, you missed it yesterday. I don't know if you watched the clip or not. We were kind of, at least for myself, I allowed you to enjoy this experience too. We were talking about just this defense in general and how they're just so well paired against like any core receivers, right? You got Carlton Davis, you can put up against the big guys.
Mm-hmm.
You got Meek Robinson, you can put up against your speedsters. You got Terry Arnold, who feels like he can become a guy who can just do it all.
Yeah.
You got Ennis Rakestraw behind him. You got Emmanuel Mosley, who started an NFC Conference Championship game with the Bro, the list goes on and on and on, man. It's Brother,
Brad Holmes is determined to not have a year like last year where you got Vildor and Sutton out there getting cooked.
Relax, KG. You'll get attacked if you say that.
What did he say?
Yeah, Brad Holmes is determined to not have what happened last year happen, and it's true.
No, he is.
But yeah, you'll get
they're
Kendall
prepared.
Vildor's people coming at you.
Oh, my bad. You know, I've been critical of him the whole time. And there's no disrespect to him, but he shouldn't have been out there. And then to let the ball bounce off your face mask in the NFC Championship game, I mean.
It was a flag, but yeah.
I get it. But
what Brad Holmes did in the offseason, the moves he made in the offseason, tells us that he will never allow a Kendall Vildor-esque player to be taking meaningful snaps in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Because he got 4 guys to put in front of him on the depth chart.
everything at this point is definitely going to be matchup based because you can interchange a lot of different pieces on this secondary. Amik Robertson, he'll probably see some time in the slot, in the nickel and stuff like that. Same thing with Brian Branch. They just got so many options at safety and corner, man. I'm really looking forward to what they do this year on the defensive end.
And Vildor, like, he had his moments for sure. He was a great tackler. You know, it's not like he was god awful.
Yeah, he wasn't god awful.
But he is not the caliber of player that I want out there.
Yeah.
In the NFC Championship.
To be honest, he's a practice squad guy. Just being real.
Honestly, he's above that.
He's like a Jerry Jacobs type player.
Jerry Jacobs was better.
I don't know.
Neither of them. He had more interceptions.
Neither make you better though.
Neither a Jerry Jacobs nor a Kendall Vildor type player should be your starting cornerback. They're a fine depth piece, a fine special teams guy, a break glass in case of emergency if 3 people get hurt. But there's no way he should be your starting cornerback in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Put you this way, I mean, Jerry Jacobs had the opportunity to re-sign him. They didn't. He was still on the team. Vildor.
No, and I get it, but to me, Jerry Jacobs was better. I mean, that's debating like straws at this point. Like,
to you, I'm messing around.
Easy's got beef with Jake. No,
right?
With Jerry?
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I got beef with none of them guys.
Yeah, Jerry's cool.
My beef with the guy.
Jerry shows love.
Yeah, no, Jerry's a real one.
We know where your beef lies.
Yeah,
you mad at Goff because he can't run.
Your beef lies in Philly.
I'm not mad at Goff at all. People just want me to say he's top 5, and I won't. My beef is with Jared Goff stance.
If Goff could run, you would love him.
If Goff could run, he'd be a better quarterback, would he not?
And you would love him.
Would he be a better quarterback if he could run?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't argue that.
And by the way, I didn't say I don't love Goff. I just won't put him in my top 5, and that's what people want. They want me to confirm their bias that he's this thing that I just don't see him.
I agree.
I feel you.
I'm
Stand on
not
business,
saying
but
Jared Goff's a top 5 quarterback.
I don't think he's top 5, but to me, you can't keep him out of a top 10.
Where's he at for you?
You're just not watching the games. I would have him at like 7, 8.
So can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Is Tua in your top 10?
No.
Not really. If he is, it's like 9 or 10.
Is Purdy in your top 10?
Yes.
I think you got to at this point.
So Tua is a similar situation outside of the playoff wins.
Yeah.
Which,
but they always fold in the postseason too. They can't. If it's not warm weather, they can't get it done.
Yeah, I didn't think he was healthy for even the last one. I don't think. Well, last year he was, but the year prior.
Yeah. Last year they ran into 15 degrees.
The way you look
15.
at Tua is the way I see Goff, right? Like a guy that needs to be heavily insulated to make it work.
I feel you. Yeah. But with Tua, you got to account the injury history too. You just never know. Any hit can take him out. So like,
yes. And that's completely fair. I could talk to Trevor all day. I really wanted to ask because I like getting outside perspectives, especially with guys like that because they know
how much he knows, dude. Yeah.
Bro, you're watching college film right now for next year's draft.
I should have asked him about Aiden Childs.
Well, because that would have been a good question too. I wanted to ask him about James Houston because typically you could ask a national guy that and they'll know a little bit about James Houston because the year prior, but he watched his college film.
Mm-hmm.
He could tell you about James Houston because he's another guy I had the conversation with. I told him before break, DJ Reader on this team and the difference it's going to make. You talk about Aiden Hutchinson, but Houston, another guy too.
Yeah. I just hope he still got that bend, man.
That's a great point.
Hurting that leg, man, and we saw him a little bit last year. I know he didn't play a whole lot, but what we saw, it didn't look like it was the same. But hopefully with a training camp, he'll look a little better. But I just don't know if he got that same explosiveness, man.
Yeah. Nah,
I hope so.
That's a fair
I hope
point.
so.
Andrew Jones, 49ers got Jimmy G to the Super Bowl. When is the Lions' last playoff win?
Come on, man.
Last year.
You're right.
Last year. Who said that?
Andrew Jones.
Yeah, it was literally last year.
Come on, Drew.
It was less than a year ago.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Couple months.
And it was in the game to go to the Super Bowl that we were up.
Yeah.
Before the halftime.
But yeah, it's
and saying that Jimmy G got them to the Super Bowl.
Like I said, I'm good with the grouping on his list. It doesn't bother me. I would just put them a little higher, and I would put Tua at the bottom.
It wasn't the worst list in the world, though. I've seen worse.
I missed it. Somebody decided, and I don't know if they're trolling me or not. I think they are, so I'm not even going to reply, actually. Shout out Denver Blair. I know you're trolling me. You're trying to trigger me. If the game was decided by numbers, Patrick Mahomes would have been a Super Bowl champion last year. I'll put you that way. That's why I like to take the quarterback out of the situation, give the context around the matter. Context, Dak would never be top 10. Anyway, regardless. We had this conversation beforehand, and so we got to go to break real quick, KG, because you weren't here for it. We talked about the most underappreciated player on this team. I think we came away with Kirby Joseph was one.
Okay.
I think I eliminated the offensive line just because they're considered the best offensive line in the league.
Yeah.
Who do you find is the most underrated player on the
underrated?
Yeah. Or I guess unsung hero, I guess.
Give me a second to think on that.
Okay.
Did you guys do it last Friday?
I think so. You might not have been here either. Do you remember doing it?
No.
Yeah. Now for me,
it was Jesus.
It was Jesus. You're right.
Who was his guy?
I think it's Kirby for him as well.
I think you said Kirby, yeah.
Kirby's the answer. Bro, I saw it today too. I looked on the Detroit Lions media guide because we were going to do the running back topic that we're going to do when we come back from break. McKinney, 9 career interceptions. A lot more. I'm pretty sure he played like 2 more seasons before Kirby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kirby 8. Like, I don't understand why people keep sleeping on Kirby. People want Justin Simmons. Go look at the numbers.
Kirby deals with the sins of the cornerbacks in front of him.
Yes, and also doing that as well. Like Kirby, I don't know why people are sleeping on Kirby.
He takes the thrashing of like I saw somebody
Sutton.
Kirby was getting burnt last year. No, Cam Sutton was getting burnt.
Yeah, exactly.
And more pressure.
Jerry Jacobs is getting burnt. Like Kirby was making up for those guys. Kirby is never a one-on-one guy. It is not Kirby's job to cover dudes one-on-one.
Yeah.
But
McKinney just 1 year.
Just be Willie Mays out in center field.
Exactly. That's why I think he's going to
off.
lead the league in interceptions this year.
I know Anzo gets love, but maybe I would put Anzo.
That's a good one.
Anzo's up there for sure.
That's a very good one.
I would think Anzo, but Kirby, like you said, is probably the best answer out of everybody.
And I know interceptions aren't the end-all, be-all, but when you're looking at the safety versus a cornerback, I think you could put interceptions in there as a quality, or at least as a trait, right? Kirby Joseph, 2 years less played than Xavier McKinney, who majority of people, football heads, know he's a good guy. People talking about going to Green Bay. 8 career interceptions.
Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Chains, it's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supplies, hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences. The online and big box retailers with one major difference. They're family and locally owned and operated for over 30 years with 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on WordSports.com. I'm Easy, joined by Spimo Rex, Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff. No Young Chris, I'm sorry. We got KG in the building on the ones and twos. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. All right. PFF, I feel like their guys can at least explain the list a little bit outside the Dak stuff. I'll excuse the Dak stuff. CBS constantly with the fucking trash, bro. And shout out to Cody Benjamin for stepping up to the plate and facing the music. In fact, I think when we had the conversation with Cody, it sounded like he was moving JG up his ranks the more we were like talking to him. This one is ranking the best running back rooms in the NFL from CBS. They did it in tiers. I don't know if you have this graphic or not, J or KG, but they had the Lions in the second tier.
In the second tier?
You know what team they had in the first tier above them?
What the Please don't say the Bears, dude.
Gonna say the Packers.
It's even fucking Packers,
bro. Josh Jacobs back at it again.
on what fucking like dear God, if he was as good as whoever made this list, actually, I do know who made this list. It's Tyler Sullivan, and I reached out to him. He has to hear a word from him. He didn't want to face the music. Shout out to Cody Benjamin for being a man of his word, or at least standing on business a little bit. If Josh Jacobs is what Sullivan's trying to make him out to be, he would have had more than the 800 yards he had last year for the Raiders. Him being added to this team that doesn't run the ball well, specifically well, doesn't make them a tier 1 rushing team in the fucking NFL. We have proven success rates for multiple different running backs. We've had different names back there, and they've all produced behind that offensive line. Talking about from DeAndre Swift to Jamal Williams, who's the biggest example of it, having a 1,000-yard season here, breaking Barry Sanders' record, to not doing dick going to New Orleans. Even with injury, exclude the injury. In the games he played healthy, didn't do dick for New Orleans. In fact, the only touchdown he got in that season, if I'm not mistaken, was forced by Jameson Winston on the last play of the season when he got Arthur Smith fired.
Yeah.
Like, you also have a rookie coming in, did 945 yards. Didn't play all season, by the way, too. Missed 2 games. Didn't get a lot of snaps to begin the season. And then you also have Dave Montgomery coming in, having his 1,000-yard season, while also missing games and sharing snaps with Jahmyr Gibbs. What are we fucking doing here, CVS? Tyler Sullivan, what are we doing, bro?
This is embarrassing.
That is crazy.
Is it still A.J. Dillon?
Let's go. Live?
All right, we're back. Quick,
live TV, Black TV. White people need to get the fuck out of here.
We're good. Refresh. We should be back. Shout out.
Pretty much we just bitching about the CBS and this horrendous list. Tyler Sullivan, at me in his comment section, if you will. I really need to get this guy on the show because this is another situation with Cody Benjamin. We kind of walked him down from the golf stuff.
CBS heard what y'all said look,
yeah. Hey, they are one of them 3-letter networks. They got power.
That's true.
You know, they do got power like
Maybe
that.
It's the aliens.
But this, if there's no way you can look me in the straight face and try to tell me the Green Bay Packers have a better running back room than the Detroit Lions. Like Josh Jacobs as like whatever tier you want to put him in as in terms of like just individual running back.
Yeah.
Does not equate to what David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are.
At best, Josh Jacobs is in the same tier as Jahmyr Gibbs. When you look at when you look at running backs in the NFL, at best, Josh Jacobs is in the same tier as Jahmyr Gibbs because there is no fucking way in hell Josh Jacobs is in the same tier as Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, and Jonathan Taylor, and those are the only guys I'd put over Jahmyr Gibbs right now.
Yeah.
So if you want to say Josh Jacobs is in that tier, I want to know where you buy your crack from. Because he is not the same caliber of running back as those guys. He's a good running back, for sure.
Yeah.
But he is not in that tier.
I'm looking at our guy Trevor Sycamores running back list. Top 10 running backs in the NFL. He's Jahmyr Gibbs at number 9, and number 10, Josh Jacobs.
Boom.
Yeah.
Eat shit, CBS.
CBS is, I mean, listen, there must be, as much as a 3-letter network they are and how powerful they are, they don't do dick for hiring these motherfuckers. I'm telling you.
Hire me.
The only...
For real, you should apply, because what the fuck? What the fuck? That makes 0 sense. I'm sorry, Nick, go off.
The only tier 2 that these guys should be in is 2000s, because 2,400 combined yards just under it. Like, how much credit do you want to take away from these guys for having a good line? That's where I'm at with it. 24 combined touchdowns for these two. If you do not have them in the top 3 of running back rooms, that's where I'm at. I think these guys are that good at this point, and Jahmyr Gibbs' floor is the top 10. That's where I'm at with it. I do not see him regressing at all. David Montgomery maybe a tad bit because the tread on his tires, like I talked about with Josh Jacobs. Yeah. That's why I think he could have a little bit of a step back as well, even from his down season. But Jahmyr Gibbs, there's not a chance. We know how this league goes. These young running backs really show out often, and Jahmyr Gibbs is one of them. I think he explodes next season, and I mean, CBS at this point, their lists are just getting mocked, especially here in Detroit. They know we have a massive fan base. I think that's where I'm at with CBS.
That could be it.
And how I judge any list that's coming out of that platform.
That's fair, because that makes sense. Because I remember when you guys were the Booth Boys on nights, and our guy who sat in this chair from 8 to 10 had that Pete Prisco.
Jesus.
And by the way, I'll watch it because I've been trying to get a couple guys on the show too, from over there, the bigger name dudes.
All right.
And some conversations I had, they mock Pete.
Yeah.
They clown Pete. They bully Pete because that's how fucking horrendous the shit he puts out is. Like, I remember last year at a certain point, I think he actually did begin the season, he had the Packers ranked over the Detroit Lions. Before you saw Jordan Love take a single snap. I guess he took a few snaps in, like, the last game of the season.
Yeah, but
he ain't never, Matt Flynn did that too. How'd that work out?
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
big facts.
I don't know, man. We got more Detroit Lions content for you when you guys get back. We also have some Detroit Pistons stuff on there as well.
Oh, great.
Which I am excited to get to, but not before we tell you about Glorious Cannabis.
And Glorious Cannabis is me. So, I know y'all want that weed, man. The new Glorious Ice Water Bubble Hash Pre-Roll, now with diamonds, constantly pushing to create the best cannabis experience. The perfect boost comes from added THC, pure diamond dust, allowing flower with only the highest terps, making the best even better. Glorious Cannabis. Check us out at your local retailer or gloriouscanna2ns.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Dispo Dispensary is the best in the business. They got the best curated bud, the best bud tenders, and the best deals. That's dispodispensaries.com. Local cannabis plug because they have 6 locations and more. Must be 21 and up in order to participate. That's Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug. Now, maybe I should have saved this one for Chris. He gets pissed when we don't talk Pistons with him or when we have other people on to talk Pistons because he wants to be the one talking Pistons. But this one, I've thought about this for a while before it even came across my Twitter feed today. And that's Cat. Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, come on.
All right. The most memeable NBA player in NBA history, maybe outside of Chris Bosh.
Brandon Knight.
Talking about
Brandon Knight, yeah, that's fair.
They were asking about me. They were asking me about you in media. I swear.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Was it when Chris sent last night? It was like, Papito, there's no foul. Yeah. Bro. But does he not feel what we got going on?
Fuck that.
To take the haterism out,
I can't.
bro.
I can't. I
Why?
literally can't.
Well, he's in the Western Conference Finals.
I don't care.
The Pistons
and
will be better.
He's the reason that they're down 3-1 in the Western Conference
All right,
Finals.
relax.
He has shot like 30% true shooting. Before last night, he was shooting like 12% from 3. Like, no, fuck that. I can't even. He's a good player, but no.
That's all you need.
Don't want him on my team.
All you had to say is right there. Good player.
Nope. Don't want him. Brandon's dog says that's Spenny's real voice.
They asked me about you in media. I swear,
bro. One of my favorite shit on Twitter, bro.
It is rough.
It's like it's before Game 7 against who the hell they just beat? Who did they go to Game 7 with just recently?
The Nuggets.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like before the game started, and he like looks out to the crowd. He's like. Someone quotes you that's like, man, nobody salute your bum ass.
Dude, he's so cringe. Man. He's so cringe. I hate cringe more than anything on the planet.
But you know who else is pretty cringy? Aiden Hutchinson kind of cringy.
I hate these cringies more.
You said Aiden Hutchinson is cringy?
I love him.
Not nearly as cringy as Karl.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if
bro.
you dove deep into Aiden Hutchinson vault.
No, Hutch ain't that bad, bro.
Seen
Listen,
signs.
Michigan
I've
fan,
seen
you quiet
signs.
there, Michigan fan.
I've seen
Come on,
signs of
come on,
Aiden
dog.
that you haven't seen.
Oh yeah, we've heard those sides too. But he ain't using that thing because it's kind of cringe.
Yeah, he's a little cringe, but he's not nearly as cringe as Carl.
Literally the funniest shit, bro. And I love Hutch, by the way. Met him, cool dude, nice,
Hutch is a
nice
very cool
kid.
guy, yeah.
And now you calling him cringe?
Yeah.
He's a little
Brother,
cringe.
I can't deny.
He's a little cringe.
The truth.
For sure.
I will always give
I
you
don't
guys
see where
the
y'all
truth.
coming with that.
Okay.
All right, is it
Aiden Hutchinson.
Is it the dance?
All right.
Is the braids?
Bragged.
Look, his stanky leg is
Bragged on
clean.
NBC about how he grew up taking hip hop classes, hip hop dance classes.
He probably did. 'cause
Cringe
That's,
off. That's already cringe.
that's not his fault. That's his parents' fault.
Do you see the hip hop dance classes paying off?
No, it's his fault.
Will you see your
Not
dance,
at
KG?
all. Not at all.
Okay, that's cringe.
That's not his fault, though.
What do you mean?
His parents put him in those classes.
But that's cringe.
He probably asked to be in them, but the parents did it, though.
I'm
Doesn't
saying
he
you
have,
should at
like,
least
three
be able to hit the
sisters?
stand. I mean,
Does he have like 3 sisters? Was he going with them?
yeah, that's
know,
probably
that
for
could
sure.
be easy.
He's a dog, though. He's
I
a
don't
dog.
expect him to hit the stanky leg. He's white.
My whole point, though,
Just
is
don't.
it's still class.
Sorry, Nick.
My whole point, though, is you could be cringe, and I can accept you as a good player for my team.
Our boy Nick Leach. You guys don't know Nick Leach?
Hey, Nick
that
Leach
man
hits
can
a
fucking
mean doggy.
dance, dude. He can hit the
It's a
doggy.
mean
He
doggy.
can hit the
I think
stanky
I
leg.
went to high school with that kid.
For real?
Yeah,
Probably.
not
Oh,
real
yeah.
shit. He went to.
Oh yeah, he did go to Detroit for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you went to a ref reunion.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a sister. I had classes with his sister. I believe.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
No,
that.
yeah, Leach could dance.
Daddy mother. But my whole point is though, I could say Hutch is cringe and still love him on my team.
Yes.
He's still a dog.
Dave,
Why
but-
can't you do the same for Cat?
Because there is a level that you surpass when I cannot say that. Hutch is not at that level.
Yeah,
Don't
nowhere
compare
close.
Hutch's level of cringe to Karl Anthony Towns' level of
That's
cringe.
fair. I'd say
It
Cat's
is
a lot.
not close.
Would he make this Pistons team watchable?
No,
Yes.
not for me.
Make that
I would watch him less.
But you would have a
I
Cat
watch him
jersey.
less.
I would burn my arm with a lighter before I would get a Cat jersey.
You would not.
I would.
Easy.
Would you ever make a bet
No,
where like that's the punishment you purchase and wear a Cat?
fuck no.
Wear a cat jersey or get kicked in the nuts.
I'd rather get kicked in the nuts.
All right, line up. Get on the line, boy. We gonna see-
Easy.
Yeah.
The statement on our sheet here is, would and should the Pistons trade for Cat? My question to you, what do you trade in to get him? Because I would 100% trade for Cat. I don't care how cringe he is. This team needs something different in that locker room. He's a big who can shoot it and play defense. Obviously, not shooting great in this series, like Spenmo said, but I'm not going to hold him to that. Dude's been a really good pro for a long time.
Brandon
now,
Dog
and we
says
need a guy
fifth
like
pick
that.
and Duran for Cat.
Not gonna get it done.
They're not even picking up the phone for that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That you'd have to give up the 5th pick,
Ivy,
Duran, Ivy, and probably 2 more firsts.
2 more first?
Yes, Rudy
Hell
Gobert
no.
went for 4 firsts.
I know, but no way in hell I'm paying that
DeJounte
number.
Murray went for
He's
4
got
first round
defensive player of the
picks.
years.
Like you're not going to get Karl Anthony Towns.
DeJounte went for
Yes,
Toss him.
you're not
Fettuccine.
going to get Karl Anthony Towns for a single first round pick. That's never going to happen.
But you got Ivy in there too.
Whoa!
That's y'all the Ivy
Is
guys.
Ivy and Ant work?
Ivy. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, Michael Conley getting up there. Mike Conley plays defense or defensive heavy team. I don't know if they want Ivy.
Yeah.
Would you take him easy?
Cat? All day. All day.
Yeah, I take him on the team.
I don't give
but
2 shits about how cringy he is. That's why the whole point I was trying to make with Hutch.
the price matters, though.
The price does matter. But at this point, does it? We've been so bad for so long.
Price is wrong, bitch.
It
Price
still
is
matters.
wrong, bitch. Like I don't know that I care too much for the price at this point because the guys we have making the picks, they're not doing dick with them.
So you trade 3 to 4 first for Karl.
So I feel like okay.
But Trajan Lapidor he's going to
Y'all tried
Tentacion liquidated.
Teletubby longevity he's gonna make it work.
Trinity Langquist.
Yeah.
Listen, I think.
I like.
Tell me if I'm tripping right
What was
now.
it? Tentacle lactation.
Tentacle lactation was the hardest one by far.
Yeah.
But Ivy, the 5th overall, which a lot of picks are protected, right? 5th overall, you're within the top 10. You're top 5.
With a draft
Easy
full of
yourself.
nobodies.
That's okay.
That's like a second round pick in the draft.
They need a
next
little bit
year.
of nobodies over there. And Edwards is the show. I got the 5th pick, Ivy, Stu. 2 more first. That should do it.
That would probably
That's
do
3
it.
firsts.
3 firsts, Ivy and Stewart.
Yeah. Is that too much for you?
That's not too much.
How much?
3 firsts, Ivy and Stu.
That's what it would be. It would be something like that.
With 2 firsts, Ivy and Stu.
Probably another first.
Come on, relax.
If I'm giving 3 firsts, you only getting Ivy. Cause I don't or I don't think they'll take just Stu, so I give you Ivy, but I don't know if I'm giving all that. That's a lot, man.
What if you kept Ivy, did Duran in 2 firsts?
Yeah.
Duran in 2 firsts?
Yeah, Duran in 2 firsts, I'd do it.
Done.
We don't know that.
Why would they trade for Jalen Duran when they're paying Rudy Gobert $40 million a year?
Because they want to get out of that money.
Happen.
And they got Nas, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would do it for Stu.
And to be honest
Ivy,
with you,
3 first rounders.
In terms of winning, I like the Cat fit better than Ingram. Not even fit, just even just as a player. I don't think anybody can say Ingram's better than Cat.
When's the last year of his deal?
Cat?
Yeah, it's probably.
That's a great question
coming
because
up
that would
pretty
also
soon.
help out with the trade there too.
Yeah.
Cat contract.
Matthew Kruger wants us to sign James Harden.
I just don't see
He called in this morning and said that, didn't
he? Harden not coming here though.
They're not. Yeah.
And then I don't want an ISO heavy player with this young team. That's not gonna help us.
By the way, Spinny, I'm raise my hand in victory because you and I got a screaming match.
About James Harden and
Look, he's such a bum. I don't remember his name. DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fair.
What happened? I haven't heard his name at all. This
bum.
Shit. Yeah, well, he's been. Yeah,
he
he was
got
always a
shipped out
bum.
to Portland. Maybe we can get Jeremy Grant back. Who the hell knows?
They should have never let him go.
Cat's on a contract
dude,
until.
What were we doing?
DeAndre Ayton averaged 16.7, 11 rebounds.
This year?
Yeah.
How many games did he play?
He played 32 minutes a game. He played 55 games.
And the average, what did you say?
15.7 on 57% shooting, 11 rebounds, assist and a half, a steal, and a block.
Who is this again?
DeAndre Ayton.
Oh.
See? Who is this? Maybach music.
Kruger says, "Open the phones, bro."
Listen,
Yeah,
Kruger, I'm not mad about Harden, but he's just not coming here.
Yeah,
he's not coming here.
You'd have to pay him close to max money.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Not close to max.
Nor do I think he really helps us. Would he help in the short term? Yeah, but I don't think he greatly helps us though.
No,
Not at his age.
Amen to that one. I mean, him.
And I love Harden.
Speaking of guys that won't come here, Paul George, would he ever? No, I don't think so.
Maybe,
No,
but
I would love
nobody
that.
You'll have to overpay.
Nobody will sign a deal with the Pistons. There is not a single player of that caliber that will sign a deal with the Pistons.
Well, yeah, they're
Why the fuck
there's
would
limited
one of those
suitors.
guys come to the Pistons?
Yeah.
That would never happen. The only way the Pistons could get a superstar is if they trade for one or if they draft one.
So you kind of have looking at those
Not
3
drafting
first round
one.
picks.
They're not drafting one.
Oh, man.
That is
How
the
about-
only way. You are not signing a superstar if you are the Detroit Pistons. Not a chance.
And
in
everybody
fucking
you
hell.
just named is ring chasing. So
Yeah. That's why I talk about Donovan Mitchell.
So how about the guy put in the prep originally? I mean, I guess we could retouch on it when Chris does get here, but
shit, I don't think
4
Donovan
years, 160 million.
For Brandon Ingram?
No, for OG Anunoby.
Oh, OG? Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah.
I'm down with that too.
I think the Knicks want to keep him though.
The Knicks
is he
are gonna-
restricted?
Gonna try, yeah.
The Knicks are going to give him a bag.
No,
Is he
I don't think
unrestricted
is.
or restricted?
I'm pretty sure he's unrestricted
I think he's unrestricted.
because of trade.
But they're not. He's not going to sign here either.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. So
you could sign and trade.
I don't necessarily even know that that's a max contract. 4 years, 160 million. That's 40 per.
Yeah, no, that's not a max contract.
So we could just simply offer him the 50.
But he's not going to. I'm telling you.
10 more million. $10 million.
Yeah.
Sprenny, would you
Spinny,
be
you
pissed
do
for your...
disgusting things for $10 million.
Not if I was already getting paid $40 million.
You still be doing some gross things. You do gross thing enough to come to Detroit.
Nah, not if I was making $40 million and playing in a place that would make me happy and I could win a championship
How
compared
does
to
that
$50 million to a place that would make me want to
Listen,
unalive myself and not go for a championship.
listen.
There's no way I would do that.
OG, if you're listening.
That's terrible.
All right. I don't got a solo cam, so never mind. But listen, either way, got beautiful women.
We do have. There's beautiful women everywhere, bro.
Yeah, but we got beautiful women. Thick, beautiful women. All right, we got great food in the heavyweights.
There's great food everywhere.
Why I'm trying to get a guy on this fucking team
There's
here?
fat
Whose
people
side are you
everywhere.
on? Jesus.
I'm on the side of stay.
Fucking
away from
I
the
hate you.
Pistons. I'm on the side of stay away from the Pistons. So
Fuck you.
everybody.
So how will we ever improve? Somebody got to come here.
They
Somebody
gotta
can
make a
take this
trade.
money.
They have to. Nobody's going to take the money. You can
OG
get
would
money
take
from
the money.
You could get money from 30 organizations. You're not going to take it with the Pistons.
OG would take the money. Easy. Are the Pistons lacking talent or direction? Direction by far.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you got a guy like Tom Gores
Both.
overstepping your general manager,
Yeah,
Troy
but
Weaver, into
they have
hiring
talented
Monty
pieces.
Williams, who didn't even want to coach basketball, retired, and you had to throw him a lump sum of money to even come play for you, not coach for you.
He didn't want to
Yeah,
come.
that's a guy who will take $30 million from the Pistons.
That's what I'm saying. Money
Tobias
talks.
Harris.
Hell
Shut
no.
the fuck, man, you are a hater at this point.
Why?
You are a hater.
What is there to
You
hate?
are saying disgusting
What
things
is there
over
to not hate about on the Pistons?
He's got a
They're
reason.
the Pistons. They're my favorite basketball team.
Yeah, mine too.
So stop talking like a fucking sicko over there.
They're fucking.
Yeah, they got beautiful women everywhere. Yeah, they got good food everywhere. You know what I give $30 million to? Tobias Harris. Who
I
are
didn't
you?
say I would give it to him. I'm saying
Fucking
that's who
Knicks
would
fan.
take $30 million
That's the
from the
real reason,
Pistons.
'cause you're a Knicks fan.
He
That's
on
who
that
I'm
Stephen A. shit.
You didn't
Yeah.
hear what I just said, obviously, because I'm not paying Tobias Harris $30 million on the Pistons.
You're a hating
But
ass
that's
hater.
who would take $30 million from the Pistons.
That was in the chat for Spinny. Go back to break. We're going to bring back the football. Open up the lines, get you guys' opinions on stuff. We also got the best offensive trios in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm just being realistic. Obviously,
No,
I'd
you're
love
not.
to go out and sign 12
You're being a hater.
superstars and let them all come here and save the Pistons, but that's never going to fucking happen.
Call in Matthew Kruger. Call in, who is it, Chef? Sue you.
Hey, Matt Kruger also said he wanted to draft Zach Edey as well. So
Okay. All right.
Spenny
I knew that was gonna kill Spitty. I knew it was.
We'll be back, but not before we tell you about Planet Fitness.
Tell us about something,
Oh,
bro.
God. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. Get all that for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's Planet Fitness close by. More than 15 Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where fitness is essential.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, home of the Planet Fitness Studios. Let me tell you a little personal story about myself with Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness helped me change my life, and it can do the same for you. The best gym in the gym game. The clean facilities, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights as well. And look, through all the price increases, inflation, all that, hasn't happened at Planet Fitness. Still $1 down, $10 per month, $24.99 a month for the Black Card as well. It's Planet Fitness, everybody, where your fitness is essential.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Gear. It's a new era in sports wearables. New designs, amazing apparel,
Merch.
and the ultimate swag merch. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com and click shop. Once again, that's woodwardsports.com and click shop.
Welcome back to Waterways Live, WorldSports.com. I'm easy, joined by Spimo Rex.
What up, though?
No Young Chris. We got KG in the building. Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Detroit Mario.
Brandon's dog in the Woodward Sports chat with some reasonable expectations, saying his final answer is Zach LaVine and Claxton. That makes sense. I said during the break they'll probably sign Tobias Harris and Malik Monk.
Claxton a free agent?
I think so.
I don't know. Now.
By your logic,
Or the
Zach
process.
LaVine wouldn't come here.
They could trade. No, they'd have to
Nobody
trade
would
for
come
him.
here by Spain's logic.
They'd
He's
have
a
to trade
hater.
for him. Like I said, if you
Filthy,
want him, you go
filthy
trade
hater.
for him, which they can do. But no, if Zach LaVine was a free agent, he would not sign with the Pistons.
Oh, I didn't even send this video. But one of the Detroit Lions scouts was on, I don't even remember the podcast per se, but he had a lot of good things to say about guys that we've been speaking on. Obviously, Terran Arnold, everybody has good things to say about, right? First round pick, arguably the best corner in the draft class. But he followed suit with the guy that we're in love with, Makai Wingo.
Yeah.
He said that was his favorite guy of this year's draft class. There's a video, too. I just don't know that I sent it in Slack.
We do have a phone call if you want to
Let's
get
do
to
that.
Yeah, we can say that. We got our boy Runyon 99.
Runyon.
Runyon, how
Shout
you
out.
feeling, brother?
Hall of Fame.
I'm well, gentlemen. I am well. How are you guys doing?
I was doing fine before we started talking about the
You get
Pistons.
you get moody when we talk Pistons.
Because they're bad, dude.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm with Spinny though. I'm like, why are we talking about this?
Click. We're going through a bridge right
Talking
now,
about the
Runyon. I'm sorry.
Bullshit. No, talking about see, to build it, to have a good NBA team, you have to build it. You have to have pieces. But to do that, you got to have a GM who can identify good pieces. You don't have that right now. You got a GM who can identify talent, yeah, but not have a vision for how they all fit together. If you think back to 2004, you go back to the Bad Boys, and I lived through everything. I watched games at Cobo Hall. To build a team, you have to have an identity. They have no identity. By contrast, if you look at the Lions, what's their identity? Smash mouth. We're gonna knock you up. Put your I can say this. Put your dick in the dirt, and it's going to be a physical game.
Knock somebody dick in the
Pistons
dirt.
aren't a physical team. That's what I'm saying. The Pistons aren't a physical team. Why would you worry about playing them? They have no identity. And again, you go back to, let's look at the Tigers. What's the Tigers' identity?
Pitching.
Let's hope we get at least 2 runs. Yeah, it's about pitching. So teams develop identities over time. And as I look at the Lions, I know who they are, as does the rest of the league. That's why they're getting dissed, because nobody wants to give them credit. They're like, oh, well, they did it 1 year. No, we've been doing this for like the last 2 years and a half. But to the Pistons, by contrast, what's the identity? There isn't one. What they are based on is the assemblage of talent by a guy by the name of Troy Weaver, who, yes, he can spot talent, but let's go back and look at what OKC. OKC had a bunch of talent, didn't win shit. So it's not about you just being able to identify talent. You have to be able to identify the pieces that fit together.
Hey,
that's my rant.
That day.
Appreciate
I'm
you,
with you, Runyon. Real quick, Ryan, before we let you go.
Let him cook.
Do Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey fit together on that court?
Actually, they do. But the problem is,
you just talked about
no, they do fit together. But you got no. It's the identity piece. If you look at watch the Dallas as a good example. Who dominates the ball? Luka bringing the ball up, initiating the offense. Okay, when he wants his own, he gets his own. Kay can do that. When you look at Ivy works best as an off-ball slasher, not as a spot-up point guard. If you want Ivy to be effective, put the ball in his hands, get him going to the hoop. Okay, you run pick and roll topside with Duran. That's when you can look at Ivy on the flash, on a dive to the basket. You got Fontecchio as one shooter. You need another shooter. Okay, now if that's going to be Stu. Stu has to improve his perimeter three-point shot, but more importantly, Stu has to improve his two-point shooting. So it's not. It's about having the pieces and putting the pieces together, not just having an assemblage of talent. That's what Boston found out.
Yeah.
That's why they went out and got got Holiday, who's the one driving that team to the NBA, who drove that team to the NBA Finals. Yes, I know about the other two, Brown and Tatum. However, you look at the point guard. You look at the guy who initiates your offense. That's where you start. They got that, but it's the rest of the pieces and how they work together. That's what I don't like about the Pistons.
Yeah, I think
appreciate you calling
in, man.
Thank you, sir.
Obviously, you guys know how I feel about the Jaden Ivey stuff like that. I think you're going to win shooting, is what you mentioned there too.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Ivey doesn't offer that consistently enough to be effective on the floor. He's not a good enough finisher to also be the slasher that you want to be as well too. I think he's more effective with the ball in his hands and him initiating the offense.
I actually disagree with Runyon. I think the Pistons do have an identity.
God.
I think the Pistons' identity is to not play defense and to miss all their three-pointers. And that's what happened.
I can't blame Spinny, man.
It's fucking awful. Dude, I watched so many games of this.
Yeah.
Oh, we're ready to win. We're done with the rebuild. We're really going to try this time. 14 wins.
I get it from a fan perspective.
Dude, just slap me in the face. Don't make me sit through a whole season.
Too, but you got to take out the bias, because people. You talked about it yesterday. People grow attached to these players just because it's a player. But Runyon, he contradicted himself when he's speaking there, right? Because he said you're drafting talent, but you're not drafting pieces that fit. You're not giving yourself an identity. There's no direction with it. That's what the Ivy situation is right now.
Yeah.
Right? There's no direction or identity to go along with it. They don't go to
Like
that.
I said, dude, I
That's
don't
why I
care
never wanted
anymore.
to be the pick in the first place. Not that Ivy was bad. I've always said Ivy could be a dog.
Who else was they gonna take at that spot?
Matherin.
Any trade or
but-
Keegan Murray.
Keegan,
Keegan went
right
before.
Oh, you went right
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
I
Or
wanted
Sharp.
Keegan Murray.
Or Sharp.
Sharp probably the one
He's a
answer,
better
to be honest with
shooter,
you.
and he doesn't need
Higher
the ball in his
upside, too.
hands.
Did Shane Sharp go before? I thought he went.
He went
Had
ahead
like
too.
7 or 8.
Fellas,
Yeah.
Ivy was a dog at Purdue, though, and that USA circuit before he got drafted. He was the best player on that USA team.
I never
that
say it wasn't good. It's the
dominating.
fit, though.
True. I mean, I just think when you were that bad, you had to have drafted talent, and it's obviously we can say that now, but Ivy was dogging on Team USA. He was the best player on the court by far.
313 Kurt says, "Come on, Spenny. Lions been dog shit all your life, but you can't have patience for the business."
Well, I think somebody brought up
That's fair,
the
but
ownership,
I had
and we mentioned that
expectations.
too. We talked about how Sheila confronted the media and told everybody what was going on. Tom Gores won't do that, and that lets you know there's no direction.
Yeah.
Because he's not even confident enough to stand in front of a microphone and be like, "Look, I know you guys are upset, but we got this going on." Sheila did that. She's
Because
like, "Look,
he's too coked out to speak into a mic coherently.
well, that too, and we just don't have. Well, I shouldn't have said that, but I don't know what you got going on. But there's no direction from the speak on, right? Like if you don't know your shit, you're not confident enough to speak on it. Sheila had a plan. They knew what the game plan was and they knew it was gonna take time. So Sheila was able to sit in front of a microphone and be like, "Look, we got a game plan. This shit gonna take time." They got nothing going on right now.
Yeah.
And he won't hit a microphone. And when he does the press releases, it's midnight on fucking Christmas Eve. It's only one media guy.
Hey, I did a lot for the community.
Yeah.
Tell us
I
about the
guess
morning
so.
show, Nick.
We got one more call. We'll get to after this break.
If you are waking up and it is not with Woodward Sports, you are doing it wrong. Make sure you check it out every single morning, 8 to 10 a.m. live on Woodward Sports. Join Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, Broder, JB, and KG.
Yes, sir.
Every morning as they cover all of the best, hottest Detroit sports news. Check it out.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, home of the Planet Fitness Studios. Let me tell you a little personal story about myself with Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness helped me change my life, and it can do the same for you. The best gym in the gym game. The clean facilities, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights as well. And look, through all the price increases, inflation, all that, hasn't happened at Planet Fitness. Still $1 down, $10 per month, $24.99 a month for the Black Card as well. It's Planet Fitness, everybody, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology has been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Shout out to everybody watching us right now. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Real quick, I'm going to read this before we get to our guy, Matt Kruger, on the phone. This is from DNC ENT. It says, all caps, why can't it fit? Both Cade and Ivy need spacing. We give Cade and Ivy grace for it separately, but put the two together in the convo and it'll never work, huh? What do you mean grace separately? They don't work together. That's when we put the two together. Yeah, the worst record in Pistons franchise history.
Yeah.
But have we seen them with spacing ever in their career?
Yes, you have. Did Stu not step out and shoot the three this year? Did they not have the guy we shipped off to New York who never played, by the way?
Bogey.
Bogey. You got him Simon Fontecchio. You had Alec Burks on top of that too.
They were
had
also
it.
playing with a guy shooting 15% from three.
Who? Briefly,
Sarge
just this
Thompson.
last year, we saw two examples of it.
I don't know. If they both had elite shooting around him, I think it would help them out both. That's where I'm at with it.
You do a
Maybe
little bit better for sure,
but
but it's not gonna. You're not gonna win the championship with this. You're just not. I bet my eyebrows on it already the moment he got drafted.
And Ivy not being able to shoot or defend makes him a liability on both legs of the floor.
Yeah.
He's not even elite at finishing either, and that's his best trait is getting to the rim.
Yeah. All right, let's hear from Matty Krugs.
Matty Krugs.
Matty boy.
Hello.
How you doing?
What's up, buddy? How you doing this evening?
What up, man?
You know what I love about your guys' show as to Woodward Mornings? I love Woodward Mornings. I love Wake Up Woodward, but usually by this time of the day, everyone's off work, they're drinking, they're smoking, and they got the real opinions flowing. I'm going to drop back here real quick, and I'm going to say something I never thought I would ever say, and that's something positive about Dwayne Casey. Everybody likes to say, hey, Dwayne Casey never had the correct lineup. When he was coach, he never had control and stuff like that. Let's keep him in the front office, and I've always been shouting, get him out of town. Well, I'm about to blow Spenny's mind right here. And Spenny, don't cut me off. You can blow me up afterwards because that's what they did on Wake Up Woodward, and they always do. It's okay. I'm not Detroit. I'm up in Queso, man. I live out in the sticks. But anyways, in 2000,
the one white guy.
Right. He's happy as hell.
In 2018, all right, we had Twin Towers, man. We had Blake Griffin and we had Andre Drummond. We went 41-41, and we were bringing in veteran superstars to lead the young guys and build them up. Unfortunately, we had a dog shit point guard named Reggie fucking Jackson who was just complete dog shit, man. We should have got rid of him after fucking the first year. But anyways, that's why I want to bring in veteran superstars like we did with Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose to lead the young guys and build them up. If we got to trade, you know what? I'll give Cade one more year. If we bring in a couple veteran superstars to teach them the reins and get them on the right track, that's what we got to do. But hey, let's draft Edey. Let's get a big 7-footer in here. We need somebody blocking shots like Andre Drummond was. As much hate as Andre gets, man, let's bring Andre back too. Let's sign him for like $5 million because I know he's like 38 years old and can't jump anymore, but he's got 10,000 rebounds. He can teach these young guys something, and he can play a Blake Griffin type role in this Detroit Pistons and make them relevant again to some aspect. Now give me like 30 seconds and let me get back, zoom up in the show here, and y'all can destroy me right quick. I love Detroit. I just never go to Detroit because y'all throw trash in the back of my truck and steal shit out of my truck. So
wait a minute. Okay, all right. All right, man.
He's out.
Look, man, we appreciate you, bro, but come on now.
Man, you gotta come back, bro.
My city, man.
He's definitely hasn't been to Detroit since like 2011.
I won't throw trash in your truck, Matt.
No.
But
or steal
I will throw
shit.
that trash ass take about drafting Zach Edey, and they're like, Zach Edey is nowhere near what Andre Drummond is. Zach Edey will never be anywhere near what Andre Drummond is.
5?
Zach Edey isn't even close to half of a centimeter of the athleticism that Andre Drummond has in his big toe. Andre Drummond was one of the freakiest athletes in the NBA for a long period of time. Zach Edey won't be able to get up and down the floor in the NBA. No on Zach Edey. I'd be cool bringing back Drummond as a backup center. I'm fine with that.
I want Drummond back this year.
Yeah, I'm fine with
we
that.
We would have won games with Drummond back this year.
Hard fucking pass on anything relating to Zach Edey. He's a bum. Yeah. Secondly, I'm good with bringing in old superstars too. I like that too. Bring in a fucking veteran superstar.
But James Harden, that's who
you will not be able to get James Harden because he will not sign in Detroit. If you want a veteran star, if you want a veteran player, you gotta fucking trade for him, and that means giving up Jaden Ivey. That means giving up Jalen Duren. That means giving up the 5th pick. You can't have everything all at once. Number one. Fuck Zach Edey. I hope he gets nowhere near Detroit. Number 2, I'm good with bringing in Andre Drummond as backup center. Fine with that. Number 3, fine with getting a veteran star. I definitely think this team needs that. But you're not going to be able to get one without making a trade for it, and that is giving up Ivy, Duren, the 5th round pick, or the number 5 pick, and future assets. There's no way to get a star without giving up a combination of all of that.
Number 4, stop stealing shit out of the Mad's truck. God damn it.
Yeah.
Come down
Man,
to
leave
Detroit, man.
Matt's
let
truck
the man,
alone.
let him enjoy the city. Goddamn.
And shout out Caseville.
Talk
Shout
about
out
a guy,
Caseville.
talk about
That
a
was
guy
so
that's
funny,
not
bro.
the best in the not at the best off the field, off the court, but he's a guy that you wouldn't have to trade for. His name's Miles Bridges, obviously from here. I saw it in the chat earlier.
Is he free agent?
Yeah.
He is.
Wow.
Where are you guys at with bringing in maybe
Bring him
not
home.
the best guy
Did-
on the
bring
off
him
the
home.
court,
Did he get
but
rid of his
obviously he's got
street
game.
troubles that he had here?
He played last year and he put up numbers.
Someone's gonna pay him.
Yeah.
I
Why
would
not
pay him.
us? You already
Then
have
make
enough.
that trade as well. Bring in Miles and then make another trade.
The only reason why I think it may not happen, and it depends, right? If they don't
Malik
give a
Monk,
shit,
I
and
wouldn't mind Malik
they
Monk.
truly
Yeah.
want to win, is you also had the situation with the guy who was running the cruise, and whatever sexual misconduct he had. It's like you can't really go and sign Miles Bridges PR wise with that. But if they don't give a shit, bring him home.
They shouldn't give a shit
They shouldn't give a shit.
because
Listen,
they're dog shit.
I'm
No one's
letting you know
watching
right now.
anyway.
And by the way, and I'm not obviously like I'm one person, but it's kind of cool to have a microphone in front of you to be able to.
Oh my!
I will not judge you, not one little fucking bit, not one iota. If you sign Miles Bridges, we want wins.
Yeah.
We want W's. We talked about it when we were talking about drafting Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what he does. All right. Half the guys that are great, I got some stuff on them.
Yeah.
All right. Some of them are piece of shit. Ray Lewis beat a murder charge. Aaron Hernandez beat a murder charge.
Beat a couple murder charges.
I'm just saying, right? If he can ball, we'll forgive all.
Someone's gonna sign Miles Bridges for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be us.
But where was it? DNC ENT says if Julius is here, I'll KMS. Yeah, if the big or the veteran they decide to trade for is Julius Randle,
Yo,
Yeah.
that'd be fucking crazy.
Mail it in.
That'd be the same shit.
Mail it in.
Same old
I feel like
face.
that'd be like Josh Smith 2.0.
he's
Gordon.
a better
Hey,
he's
yeah.
a better shooter than Josh.
But I'm just saying that the feeling of it.
Yes, it would.
Yep.
Although I do like, I mean, during Capass, like I feel like he can make
Gordon and
almost any
Hayward,
big play.
Kyle Lowry.
Come on, Denver.
All right,
Denver, you my guy, man.
That'll do it for us today. Appreciate y'all tapping in.
Kyle
Listening
can
to
shoot.
it.
Kyle can shoot. I
Fuck
don't hate
Kyle
it.
Lowry and his big booty ass. For easy.
Whoa.
Kyle Lowry got
For
two
Nick.
things you bitches don't: a ring and a fat ass.
For easy. For Nick. For KG.
Yes, sir.
I am Svenny. We're the heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.